Right. Just need to make sure that I'm not blowing everybody's ears off. If anybody can tell me if this is acceptable in terms of volume levels, I'm probably going to keep it around about here, I think, for the remainder of this game. Firstly, welcome back, everybody. Chat doesn't seem to be working too well for me in client. I think I can read you on Twitch. Give me a sec. I'm on a new program. I'm also on a new art program as well. As you can see, the arrow is slightly different. So, yeah, it's going to be a good game today. We have 2 pre-made teams. Sounds good, awesome, brilliant. Yeah, I found a better program. You can see a little bit of it at the top of the stream, but I'll be able to pull that down every now and again so that we can just see the game itself. I'll find a way of blocking it out so that you just see Factorio, but I've been in a bit of a scramble trying to put this all together, just, yeah, from moving house to settling down. So yeah, welcome everybody, firstly. Hope you're having a good weekend. Today we're going to be doing something slightly different. It's going to be, and we will be starting on the hour as long as all the players that are required make it on time. We should be starting a show match today. 15 versus 15 of the strongest players on our server. And you could argue I'm not there, so it's not really the best players, but it's the best that we can find at short notice. Give me a bit of notice and I'll be able to put together a crack team of 14 other players to listen to what I say, and then we'll just win games. I'm calling it right now. Anybody that wants to team up with me, it's a free win. Free low, I believe you call it. And yeah, for anybody that wants to watch, I'll tell you what, let me just, I need to type this into Factorio as well, just in case there's lots of new players. Any new players who are a bit confused about what's going on? There are people streaming. Join me. Ask any questions you have about this match. Boom, okay. Always try and help the newbies. Always try and give the new guys just a little bit of love, you know? They don't know what's going on. Maybe they do. Maybe they know more than me. Doubtful, obviously. But, yeah. You never know. Right, so let's drop this down. Twitch chat is being weird at the moment, so yeah, I might not be able to type into Twitch. Also, and more importantly, this particular app that I'm using has got TTV emotes. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I don't know what the fuck it is. Apparently it's better somehow, so you can use like Frankazy emotes and like Pepe laugh and stuff. I don't know how to do it though. What about Cat Jam? No, oh come on. Why can't we have Cat Jam? Cat Jam's like the best. Never mind. So yeah, at the moment we're not really up to much in the game. But let me drop my art away from everybody. For anybody new that doesn't really know or hasn't seen this before, that's fine. We are going to be watching window capture and this. Boom, there we go. I'm actually good at streaming. We have a map that is divided by a large river in the middle. Neither team can throw grenades at each other or shoot each other, but they are to build bases to compete against each other by making the enemies on either side big and strong. We'll see that obviously later. And we have test lamps in the water. Hey Blitzy, how's it going, dude? I hope you're going well. I'm going to try and balance my audio as best as I can. At the moment, I'm on a brand new program. So there's a lot going on here. This might not be the same level that we've had previously, but you know, it's a learning experience. I'm figuring it out, you're figuring it out. We're on for a good game today though. We've got Roombogler versus Jimmy 50, I think, is the thrust of what we're going to be looking at here, with a couple of legends like Pipes and Chrono. Carl's in. I wouldn't really classify Carl as a legend, but he's certainly a player on our server. I be sleepy. Red Racing, I think Enkling's definitely going to be playing Califer Will. Dr. Claw. I do have a list of the teams, but I don't remember them, so it'll be a surprise to both of us when the teams eventually pop up. What I have to remember as well is that we do have this screen, which is amazing, by the way. Whoever coded this is awesome. Yeah, gonna do a house tour. I'm just slowly kind of building furniture and painting walls, so it's not up to full speed yet, full scratch, but it'll get there though. It'll definitely get there. Am I seeing this correctly? Okay, that's fine. Slightly zoomed out. That's okay, yeah. The quality, I'm happy with the quality. And we will change the music, obviously. We're not going to stay with this. I just thought I'd put something chill on whilst we kind of wait for the game to start. And yeah, back to this screen. So this will eventually tell a story of how the game plays itself out. Who built what first, who managed to reach certain goals, certain milestones first, as well as who kind of, killed the most, did the most damage, etc. So I really like the new UI. I really, really like it. Release the Kraken. I'm going to vote for that because why not? And yeah, this is an automation game for anybody that's not new to Factorio. That is new to Factorio. An automation game where you build up bases, smelt resources into products, and then those products go into more, I don't know, advanced products. 80s synth music. I'm kind of with you on that, dude. I kind of might just find some. Give me a second. We're waiting for a game to start. There's currently a game on, but it's going to slowly but surely get blown up. But the start time was 4 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock Central European time. At the end of that song comes the end of that music. I'm going to look for some. But not synthwave, though. Like, synthwave is the bane of all modern day videos. It's like, yeah, okay, we heard it on Stranger Things, fine. But I'm just not into everything. Here we go, the first 5 playlists, synth. Retro electro? Nah, I don't like that. I can barely say it. Synthwave. Oh, go away with synthwave, please. Why don't I put here we go, chill synth music. Right, because there's nothing chill about synthwave. Like I said, guys and girls, and people of the internet, whatever the music taste is, we've done everything. We've done pirate music, we've done clown music. Clown music was next level. Yeah, pirate music, retro wave. Okay, this might be good. We could be in for a banger here. And again, let me know about levels as well, because some playlists are, slightly louder than others. And... Okay. Is it going to start going? Oh, there it is. There's the. Are we okay with this? Let me know if we're happy with this. I'd like. Oh, synthesizer me. Oh, I'm an idiot. Sorry, mate. Synthesizer. That might solve my synthwave problem. No, oh, boo. It's all synthwave, dude. I'm so sorry. I will write that down as a suggestion, however, and I will try and find a playlist for the next time that we do this, because I don't want to keep recycling the same stuff. Like, we should be able to find good 1 hour to a 30-minute playlist of just solid, good music. And I just don't want it to be the same stuff over and over again. The Kraken has been released. North are about to go bang. 3, 2, 1. Kaboom. GGs were called in game. And we can begin our show match, which is perfect timing for me to actually find a good list. Synthwave. If it's not synthwave, dude, what else would you like to listen to? What else is good? Blitzy, what music do you want to hear as well whilst we watch this next game unfold? What's a good... It's going to be tense, but it's only going to be intense at the end of the game. So we don't want to start off with something really hard and then just fall off the cliff. So, what about rock? You guys okay with rock music? DMCA rock music, of course. Can I get behind a bit of rock? How about like, I don't know, I know what we're gonna do. Sorry if the tapping away on my keyboard is a bit annoying, not the ASMR. Not this one, not this, not that. Oh, it's copyrighted. I'm so sad, dude. I thought I found something. Oh no, here we go. This we've done before, and I'm not buying that website. Kind of epic, right? So let's close this window down, get back to the game. Okay. So the most important part of this, obviously, is finding the right map to roll. And I'm worried that we might spend a little bit of time rolling and re-rolling and pre-rolling and de-rolling maps. So this might be a little bit of a refresh fest, but what we don't want to see, and I'm sure there's a code you can tap in, similar to how we have the similar kind of starting laws within the starting areas, but we just don't have a lakes here. This is, they want to keep this. Oh yeah, but these guys aren't on the teams. It's not about whether you want to keep it, it's whether the two teams that have been invited want to keep it. Wolf and Moon, thank you for the redeem. 250 pot noodles. That's quite an expensive redeem to stretch. Thank you though, mate. Thank you. I need to make them cheaper. 25 pot noodles, I think, is acceptable. But welcome, mate, welcome. We're having a show match. They have 2 minutes to veto. So if we veto 5 maps, that's 10 minutes of waiting. I think, and you guys know, that if you're a legend like me, or even an aspiring legend like you can figure out whether a map is good or not at the beginning of literally watching. Yeah, you want to look for kind of small discrepancies. Another 250, Jesus. But like, I can see already this is not apt to play. Like, and it's not because I'm a legend and I'm the best. And obviously remember to stay humble. But uranium's close and there's basically none of it. Like, there's a little bit of oil around, but your main base is kind of hampered by this tiny little lake at the beginning. You've got some small kind of outposting lakes, but not great. And again, as the map begins to reveal itself, lake protecting silo. Yeah, this is a bad map re-roller. You don't need 2 minutes to figure that out, right? Or maybe do, you know? Do. Maybe to attain my kind of aspiring legend. Oh dear. Stay humble. Remember to stay humble, guys. Again, another bad map. I can tell you exactly why. We have some lakes that are very good for defense, and I will start drawing as well, but I've got a new tool that I just don't know if it's any good, really, other than writing nerds. This lake is terrible, and will get in your way. You know, you're going to have defenses lined up right here, right next to your silo, just to defend, so yeah, I would be rolling this as soon as possible. Because effectively, the main area is all we care about. I like this. If we have oil close by, I really like this. This is slightly better. You have more room to build smelting to the east. You have a little bit of height in your base. So you can build deeper towards these lakes. In fact, let me pull up my new tool. This is new. Okay. Again, it does take up a little bit of space, so I apologise if on your screen you're not seeing exactly what normally see. But we have a couple of like gappy areas that you can defend within and use the lake's water body to kind of keep yourself safe. They re-rolled it. Interesting. Okay, I'm glad they're not taking 2 minutes each to do this, but I'm going to sort of draw down, zoom back out and see what we're looking at. Oh, so many players. How do we stop all the players from talking to the teams? That's something I definitely want to figure out. Here we go. Good map seed, not a ton of trees, oil is close, some lakes but not tons. A generous amount of extra resources deeper into the map if you want to build a big base, and this is good. This is absolutely fine. There's no egregious water bodies close to us, there's generous amounts of oil around the starting base, and now all it really comes down to is how much copper and iron are out into these kind of eastern and western patches. Bad reroll. This is something that you could work with, but I just seen in chat that they're saying this is a pre-made. Okay, one side wants to keep, and as the map begins to reveal itself, I'm seeing out here to the east, there's some really strong copper patches, really strong iron. Not a ton of coal though. Yeah, oh, that's just, you could build a rocket in Maine with this, surely. I need a bigger island. Bonjour Neuro. Ça va bien? How do I say how is your weekend in French? Bonjour mon ami. I think that's right. Welcome. This is going to be a good game. I don't think this is going to be the kind of game which will go on for long. This will not be a staller game. This will be a speedy game. And as we can see here, I bring up my high-level NASA style tools. We're gonna, like, effectively to kind of play this game you need lots of raw resources, and you know, having lots of copper, that's not an arrow, come on. That's an arrow, boom. Having copper here, here, mixed in with some iron. I mean, if I had stones, maybe a little bit loose. But you need resources, right? You want to expand, the factory must grow. And in that vein, they should really play on this map. This is good. This is actually really nice. And again, you have uranium close by too. We what? We rolled that? Okay. I'll stop having opinions on the map until we have one. I will generate opinions when the map is solidified. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking about seeds. Again, not great. Not fantastic. Yeah, you just want to kind of try and avoid stuff like this. Not the end of the world, surely. But yeah, you need to make sure the game is competitive. And with massive water bodies in the way of you being able to expand, I mean, this is fine. You know, although your copper's slightly flipped up. In fact, copper's not nearly as big as in the name. You'll be deforesting this map as well. Shall I rename the stream Reroll Stream? Gambling Stream? Oh dear. Well, it's happening. It's certainly a thing. Oh dear. Well, let's zoom out. Yeah, I like this map kind of. Oil's miles away. Not too bad. Uranium close. Generous mix patch close by too. A couple of lakes that you can landfill. I don't mind this. Gabriel wants to keep. It's interesting. Hi Channy, how's it going? We're just deciding whether or not anything is worth kind of the playtime on. We only have one map. A show match is a special game. And not special because we give special items, because 15 of the specialist people on our server are going to play the other 15 very special people who are very, very good at the game. And at the moment, as you can see, the pings that are coming out, it looks like the teams are starting to figure out their strategy. Where do we want stuff? What do we want to uncover? It's basically 15 on 15, pre-made teams. The community just for this game are going to take a seat and sit this one out. So I highly recommend that you join one of the streamers. I think Carl will be streaming, Runebogler will be streaming. I'll be doing the spectator mode with some pretty epic music, and I'm going to try and see if there's any newbies out there that are struggling to understand what's going on. We kind of funnel them in our direction so that we can talk to them and give them some ideas as to what's happening. And yeah, they seem keen here. You've got really, really generous uranium very close to main. And it looks that, I mean, I don't know if they do outpost or if they just build a rocket in main, but I guess the east wins the copper battle. I mean, if you were to build an outpost somewhere in this area, you could pipe a lot of copper through your kind of side base. But then begs the question, and I guess I might as well throw this out there to begin with. One team has Jimmy 50, who can get a rocket within the first 2 hours of the game. So do you want to even outpost at that point, or do you just stick 15 people in main, all with very specific roles and jobs, work from there? Like, how do you play this one out? Because you either split down the middle and go 7 on one team and then 8 in main, or 8 on one team and 7 in main. But then division of labour might not play itself off, because if you're against Jimmy's quick. No, Jimmy's very quick. He doesn't prioritize defense. Were we rolling this? Oh, dude. I think we should have just kept this as like streamers and the 2 teams. Mostly because later on people might drop, and that's going to cause problems, basically. Well, I like the fact that they're vetoing. So we can't do this forever. We might be here for half an hour, but we're not going to be doing this forever. There will be a game, guys, I promise. I know it says that we're playing Factorio on my stream description, and this really isn't playing it, but it will happen soon, so... Gabriel wants to keep. I don't hate this map. Decent amount of trees, so you will be doing a bit of deforesting. Stone's pretty healthy. In fact, all main resources are very healthy, to be fair. Got some really nice close oil. Really nice mix patches. It's very true, you know. It's not really the best of the server if I'm not there. But it also would be very one-sided, and you may as well just not play the game out the moment I start. So it's like, right, 3, 2, 1, game start, right, 3, 2, 1, Ghosty's here, he's won, GG. So in all fairness, what I would like to say is that these are the 15 versus 15 aspiring players. You know, they identify as high skill. We'll see whether or not that's true actually in the next, hour and a half. But what we're hoping to see here is hopefully we don't get a mistake-ridden game. Like, pressure will cause them to make some slight deviations to what they want to build or how they want to build, and obviously map is important because you need the space to kind of plan out where you want your stuff to go. But at the very same time, I don't think that these guys are really going to be messing around with time. Whether you just stick 15 people in main and get it done. But yeah, the good news is, house move is done. Everything is where it needs to be. I am back on normal schedule now, basically. Every Saturday, we'll be doing a captain's game. And I've got time now to play as well, so that I will be captaining a game. And for those that you don't know, I, in 2023, was unbeaten. 100% success rate, captained 9 times, and I won every single game. And my team helped me, but let's be honest. And remember guys, if you're as good as me, to stay humble. It was pretty much just, did I say it? I just put the team on my back, and we collectively together, but with using my strong legs and back, carried us over the victory line. Easy win. Right, remind me to pick Bitsy. Okay, so 2 vetoes from the rest of the world. Oh, that's what I should have put in for my script. It is a show match. It's Europe versus the rest of the world. Can I change that? Elifay! Thank you. Welcome, firstly. Secondly, I hope you're having a good weekend. Or first and foremost. And enjoy lurking. We're going to see some interesting gameplay today. We've got European team versus rest of the world. I failed to put that in my channel description, and I now wish I had. But give me a second, I might be able to change it. Okay, yeah, here we go. EU versus the rest of world. Perfect. So we're definitely voting for Europeans, right? Most of you guys are EU homies. I know we have a couple of Americanos. I mean, I'm impartial either way. Oh. I need to get that out. I'm impartial either way, but ultimately we're in for a good viewership. We'll stick on some predictions later on. At the moment, we're going through the nauseating task of finding a map that 30 people will all agree on, which absolutely won't happen. And when that actually does start to come into play, we'll be able to watch some Factorio. So at the moment, we sit here and we're idling. We're on the tarmac. We're waiting to take off. And we're just waiting for the control tower to say, go, go, go. So we're enjoying ourselves. Some easy jokes about how great I am. Blitzy, I like it. I'd love to be able to archive good maps. Or interesting maps. You know, you could put it to a vote near the end and just say, hey guys, can we just archive this seed to kind of reimagine it maybe? Or go into editor mode and mess things around. But I feel like we do let a lot of very strong maps go, and it's a shame because we'll never see them again. And there are just some that, and you guys know, like you guys have been in a game where it's just like, this is awesome. Our team's doing really well, their team's doing really well. I wish we could have something like this to play with again. I like the idea of map pools. What I might, mate, how good is this, right? I'm going to do this. I might do it on a Sunday though. I might do like a ghosty special. I'm going to make a few maps. How about that? Oh, that's awesome! All right, I've got a good idea. Here we go. No, wait, no, sorry. I've had an idea. I haven't said it out loud yet, so I don't know if it's any good. Hello, the data. Welcome. Or data, depending on where you're from. Or D4T4. And if that's the case, I really do apologise for butchering your name. Welcome. We're currently in the pick ban phase of a game, so nothing's really happening at the moment. But fear not, stuff will happen as soon as the starting gun goes off. And we have agreed to a seed. And I can see why. Perfect. So, I will explain the game mode. That much will happen, and as the game goes on, we'll be explaining different ways the game unfolds and different methods and strategies each team will employ to kind of help get their team over the line. I believe now Team South is going to be rest of the world, right? No, Zaspar's English. This is Team Europe. Our brave Team Europeans. Okay. Let's see who we've got. Oh yeah, obviously Pipes is up north. So yeah. Completely forgot it was Europe versus rest of the world. So whilst the teams get filtered in and they decide to, I'm not too sure, to be honest, mate. I think maybe on a coin flip. I always like playing south, if I'm being honest. I just like the fact that when I'm running back to main, I'm just running up. I don't know, it's a weird... Hey, I might have contributed to that south win rate, I'm just saying. But I never stack, do not stack. Why don't we... I don't know if you guys would want to watch this, but I might do a stream where Team Rest of the World... Oh, let me put a prediction in. Let me do a predictor real quick. See if... Here... Do this one... I don't need a tutorial. Well, I can't probably do, actually. I think I do need a tutorial. Leave me alone. Alright, predictions. I'm going to give you a long, long time to figure this one out. Okay, we're going to put this prediction on for 30 minutes. And obviously you'll be able to see how the kind of... There we go, awesome. You'll be able to see how it all kind of nets itself out down the line. They could stall, dude. They could stall. So yeah, have a go. You've got 30 minutes, so we'll be able to get the game on, basically. We're at 40% difficulty as well, which is something that we don't normally see. It's not something we normally get into, so yeah, this will be a good match. And then Team North need a couple more people to be filtered across, and then I'll call out the teams. We'll go through kind of the initial play, and then when the beginning of the game starts, and it's all kind of boring and slow, get into the details of that great idea I just had 10 minutes ago that's slowly slipping out of my brain because I'm not been able to talk about it, but I might do a map building stream where we build a map together as a community, and then on Sunday we then play that map as a community. Basically, if you want, we could kind of create these mixed patches in very specific areas, put lakes down in certain areas. Yeah. Why am I north? That's a very good question. So on south, because south are now completely full, we have Sir, Carl, Cognitive Fun, Dalbos, Dampy, Developer, Friendly Fire, Ness, Pavev, or Pavel, which we learned, Smiley Nasser, Sticklord, The Soldier, Walross, Warger, and Zaspar. Zaspar's so quick, dude. Up north, we have, it looks like, Califabot, Clutch, Dr. Claw, Fordecker, Jason Gross, Jimmy50, who's very fast, Chrono, who is incredibly fast, Marek, Mr. Camber, Enkling, Prox, Roomboggler, Pied Piper, Timinator, and Zero Sun. And up north is rest of the world. This is America, this is Asia, this is Australia, South America, Antarctica. If we've got anybody playing up there, well done. High five a penguin for me. Is that racist? No, that's not racist. I refuse. There's no such... No, you can't be racist against penguins, can you? I've changed. I've become bitter in my old age. So yeah, let's now that we've called the teams out, let's take a look at the map, because I'm sure they're going to be talking about, you know, strategy and all that jazz. So let me pull out some of my tools, and then we can get drawing. So in main base, and for anybody that's new, let me just zoom out enough to see. We have two teams, one north, one south. They will be, and tell me if any of you guys are is that coming through? Oh, I turned it off. Boom, arrows. Have a look at that. This area here, next to our main silo, is called main base. The reason being is that there is one particular part of our base that we must defend at all times. That is this tiny little rocket silo sat right in the middle of our base. If I quickly zoom in, you'll be able to see the rocket silo right here. If this dies, the rest of the world should be in. Oh, everybody's just voting EU. Come on, guys. They've got Runeboggler up there. They've got the Jimmy 50. Is there no love for the North? We need... I would put a lot of... Like, North are not messing about. Like, this isn't a normal game, guys. These guys have strategized. Mystic, Runeboggler, they play together. And Pipes, they play together all the time. There is no way. There's absolutely no way that nobody votes for the North. Or for the rest of the world. I would. But then that would be impartial because I can give myself 1 billion points, so... And the thing is, if you lose, You're putting up a lot of points here. I mean, you've got half an hour to vote, but somebody please back the North. Somebody please back the rest of the world. Even for 5 pot noodles, you'll win 21,000 if they're wrong, right? So even just a 5p bet against it, could be, there we go, 70, 90, easy stuff. Because you'll win so much more, you know, you're not really losing too much here. But yeah, back to my explanation. So we have this silo in the middle of the base. The North and the South both have one, and they're both equidistant on either side of the river. As you can see, the ore on either side of the river is matched, it's mirrored. So there's no difference between being on the south or being on the north. The main difference that the map kind of creates is the topology is different every time, it's randomized. The people that you play with have different play styles, which means that you know, you may potentially have to fulfill a different role in the team, but there might be somebody that does one thing very well, like building power or just generally building main or an outpost. So each game is different off the base of the topology of the map, people that you play with, and also what you want to bring to the table as well. I say this every single week, but you don't have to necessarily have the same role every time you play, and I try and mix it up a little bit. I don't just threat farm, I also like to kind of build power. We also go through, you know, main building, outposting, all that jazz. So yeah. Yeah, at the beginning of the game as well, we're given a couple of gun turrets. Some have already been pancaked, RIP to that guy. We are given some kind of sporadic walls and boxes that have been smashed. And that's all you get. Your inventory has a couple of burner miners, a couple of furnaces, but to begin with, we always start with stuff unautomated, stuff that hasn't been powered automatically, building automatically, making us items automatically. And the idea for both of these teams is to get through the research that we will see once the game does start, that will push them into certain areas within the tech tree to allow them to trigger whatever mechanism they want to win the game, whether that's sending lots of science early, or whether it's teching up into a rocket, sending a rocket away to get the highest level of science available, and everything in between. So this isn't like a football match where the only way you can win is by scoring goals. The only way you can win it effectively is to blow up your opposition's rocket silo, and the way that you build and the way that you... Oh, there we go, finally. Just so that nobody starts shouting to the north, hey guys, they're building a rocket. That'd be terrible. Yeah, so the only way that you can lose the game is by losing your rocket silo, but the way that you get there is varied. You know, and I almost certainly think there'll be a side swipe, for sure. But yeah, we should be starting up very soon. I believe they've got, 10 seconds with Room Bubbler on. Oh no, he's back, okay. It's happening, dude, happening. He slept on every single, oh, and we're off. We're off, we've started. Excellent, right, now I can talk about the game. So at the beginning of the game, we are given some burner miners, and we also have a couple of stone furnaces as well. We'll need to hand feed coal into them. From there, we will get automated plates. All of this has to start with you just slapping down what you need, and it looks to me like they've been given an abundance of burner mining drills to speed up the beginning of the game, which I kind of like. Menender asks, shouldn't it be 20 on 20? And I kind of agree. It would be nice to have slightly larger numbers, but, you know, we can only really know about this stuff by testing it, by doing events like this. So I hope that if we get a really good game today, that we can kind of use that to turn around to our community and say, hey guys, we want to do it again, but we want more people who's in. So in many ways, yes, you do want to you want to be able to get everybody involved, but I think this is a good way of seeing if it works or not. There might be something broken with this. We might be doing something that in an hour's time we're like, oh dude, because they had so many burner miners to begin with, it just made the game GG's easy for whoever got to X science first. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We do have a couple of people moving out for an outpost. I'm liking that. And Europe seem to be keeping themselves contained into main from now. Okay. Now, which outposters do they have? Let's see, who would outpost for the south? Certainly Karl can outpost, Dalvos can, Dampy and Pavel can, Ness certainly can outpost. And then you could leave people like Sticklord, Zaspar, Warger, Walroth smiling. Clutch only spammer. Ooh, okay. They're going for spam? Oh, I mean 40% actually. Come to think of it, that's a new... Yeah, no, you're right. You are right. Spam would be really effective in this game. Take a look at the new UI. Oh, you love... Oh. What is... Boys, come on. Can we just get a little golf clap for this? Brilliant. Look how lovely this is. It's so contained within this just small little window up top. We can see the North has 15 people, and we get their names as well when we hover it. We then see the evolution, passive feed, difficulty level, and then, oh, I like this. Manager, we have like a scenario information which has been updated as well, which explains the game. And then game info, which we can turn on and off. Tells, oh boys, it's gotten better, hasn't it? It's gotten better. It's lovely though, honestly. And my favourite one of all, this. Because we can tell a story. We can literally go, right, one team hit XYZ first, and then, you know, there was a big gap between them hitting purple, but the other side managed to kind of get to blah, 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 and we can just, without needing to go back through a VOD. I got you. And then we can just, oh, okay, that is, I know I'm kind of like fangirling over simple stuff, but when you've played enough of the game, these are all ideas I've sat there going, it would be really cool if, it would be really cool if, it would be really cool if, and then somebody does it. So thank you. First and foremost, thank you very much. And secondly, we're on for a good game today. Who are you putting all your marbles on, Red Rave? Who do you think has an innate advantage between these two teams? 15 rest of world players versus 15 European players. Because I'm buzzing for this. We've got team stats, research info. It'll tell us what's exclusive to either team as well. You're on EU, what are you playing? Oh, okay, got it. Good luck, dude, good luck. Yeah, it's, I wouldn't say take the piss out of Carl, but we have our backwards and forwards, you know, a bit of banter. And I think that, yeah, he is. When we look at like the way that people play the game, you look at the, like, who can do everything, right? If we need somebody to build up main, who's that guy? It's kind of Carl. He's the person to go out to an outpost and just win a game from an outpost. Probably Carl, man. I know we've got lots of other very strong players, so I don't want to do anybody down by saying just one person is very, very good. You can't deny, you cannot deny how strong that guy is at playing this game. So, now, when I say that, however, I do want to caveat that in little bunny quotes by saying, not compared to me. So to all the other 99% of the server, Carl is absolutely at the very, very top of his game, like Mbappe of our server. Like, who else is a good footballer? Like, I wouldn't say David Beckham, he wasn't that good, right? Yeah. Well, you tend to find that, tralalolo. Like, you do find that some people just don't want to do more than one thing. You know, you have people that only build power, you have people that, you know, just keep themselves away from doing anything with any responsibility. And I think it's such a shame because, like, the game offers so many different things to do. For the new players, especially, I always say, like, you should definitely try and just build power to begin with. Learn about this loop, you know, what I need to do to bring coal in, you know, how much do I need to do, how much water do I need to put into the boiler, how many boilers do I need before I need another pump. It sounds really simple, and I don't want to make it sound like you as an individual are simple, but if you're new to the game, doing something that doesn't break your brain will keep you motivated, keep you engaged, and that way you'll continue to come back and play and learn a bit more. You'll learn a bit more about the game, so yeah. At the moment, I don't see anything egregious. One side though, the Europeans are not coming out of their, like, normally you'd see them kind of leave their area, but at the moment they're just staying put. They're just sticking into this area. We're in north, we can see that we've got one far, far away. Would that get bigger? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, dude, like, it gets bigger the longer I drag it. Not the size matters, but that's kind of cool. And it's a small error. Oh, I didn't know this. I'm using a new program, by the way. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the arrow gets massive if it's all the way across the screen, and then it's like so small. You got to keep yourself entertained somehow. So yeah, we have 3 outposts. It looks like 1, 2, 3, and then with like the main kind of base players here as well. And we've also on the south. It looks to me as though we have the majority of their players are focusing their efforts in main at the moment, right? I think probably to give them a head start. Maybe, I don't know if this really gives you a massive time advantage, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's drop this down. Let's clear the board. I'm using a new program, so I'll be slightly slower on the drawing today, unfortunately. But I really like the new program, so hopefully I can get to grips with it and find some like keyboard shortcuts and stuff to be better at it. And there we go, this is what you love to see. Automated signs. To begin with, I know you've still got to hand feed a box or two, but for the most part we have some research going down. So let's take a look at who's researching what. For the Team Europe, red team, they're going for military, moving into green science, steel processing next, electronics, and then moving into fast inserters. Although the North already have, of course they have Americans on their team, why wouldn't they want their guns right away? Both have researched automation, which gives us these buildings here, these assembly buildings, and they're moving for Logi. Interesting. So Europe haven't prioritized Logi to begin with? So far the prediction is looking pretty healthy. Europe have 28,957 pot noodles bet for them, and the rest of the world 4,142. So less than 50 pot noodles to get EU over over 1,000. I like it. Our player base it's spread all over the world, right? It's not just Europe, but a large portion, because of the time zone of today, will be based within Europe. You know, you get a couple of people like Enkling that play at like 4 in the morning when the game starts, which is just wild to me. Although it looks like they're making use of this mix patch, which I really do like. And are the South getting each other's way by being here? Are they taking as much resources off of here as they need? So, okay, here we go. They're pretty much neck and neck in terms of research. The North have produced, rest of the world have produced 49 red jugs. They've consumed 36. Europe have built 41 and consumed 40, so they're consuming every single thing they make. And Europe seems to be ahead in production as well. In fact, quite far ahead in certain areas. 3,000 ahead in coal mined, about 2,000 ahead, or 2,500 ahead in terms of plates. A good 1,000, maybe even more, 1,002. Yeah, I don't know how to change team names, and I don't want to do anything that might ruin the game. So I'm just going to kind of leave it like that for now. Yeah, similar with the kills as well, so I don't know. Do you think these guys are going to go same strat? The South have built more belts, they've built more miners. They just built more, and that's because they haven't had to run. They haven't had to make it all the way out to an area like this. It'll be interesting to see why these guys have prioritized this area. There's this ton of copper, yes, and there's a good amount of stone. Where's the coal? Here? Is that it? Oh, and a little bit down here. And a bit up here. There we go. Okay, so really good oil, really good coal. In fact, good everything around here. And uranium if you want to go there, but nobody's really prioritizing the far west. There's just one small production area over here, Mr. Camber and Clutch. And I guess, yeah, like Nura said earlier, we may be looking at some spam later on. Enkling, meanwhile, for the rest of the world, has built power? Is all of this going to be power? Fair enough. So an interesting strat to build it away from main. Very interesting in fact, and typically what you tend to find is that power will hug this river, purely because then it's most tucked away and safest from being attacked. Having your power block kind of out in the open like this, not the worst thing in the world, but I'd be slightly worried that if some kind of spam sends begin to happen and this ends up getting taken out, you're in for a world of pain. Rush will be fun, yeah. I kind of want to see it. I want to see it because 40% is not a kind of percentage that we play at, ever. It's kind of in a sweet spot, right, where you can kind of build a bit of a base, but you won't be building a lot. Like, I don't think we're going to see rockets this game at all. I think we're going to get to yellow. Or purple. If somebody manages to get to purple so quick that they can start purple spamming, there's potential. There is potential there, so this is kind of more traditional power building. Just build a line of coal coming across, burner inserters feeding a boiler, boilers feeding the steam engine with water that's obviously used to that heat up by the coal, and then that produces steam power for you to stick your base onto. Yeah, different. Oh. Again, where are we sticking our smelting lines here? In the north we can see, or the rest of the world we can see that the traditional smelting lines are going down. Automating your plate production, giving you more time to do whatever it is that you want to do. Meanwhile, these guys are bit by bit getting it down. Although Zaspar and Ness, that's kind of a nightmare team. I've only just seen this. Zaspar is a speedrunner. Ness is also a speedrunner. This might go up really fast. This stuff might get put up ridiculously fast. As we see Europe unplug themselves. I'm trying to be nice and they're just like unplugging their base. Dampy up here is probably going to go some kind of threat bomb. let's take a look at the research, because we're still at the very early part of the game, and there's definitely some divergence that can happen here. Electronics and steel, meanwhile we're going to see steel mill 2, and electronics. Europe going for military 2 this early? It doesn't cost a lot of green, but like, why? So hang on, let me just, it's obviously handcrafted, that's fine. I'm not super jet, I don't mind this, but I just don't get why we're going military 2 so early, unless it's for grenades, unless it's for threat farming. That has to be the only reason. Ampy's going to come over here and blow these guys up. That has to be it. Before he punches a rock. So he's hardening himself up by punching rocks. And once the rocks has been vanquished and conquered, the bugs will be next. And this is kind of the main thrust of the game for anybody that's new that's watching. Over the course of the game, the bugs will evolve, get bigger, get stronger, and get harder to kill. At the beginning of the game, they are not very heavily evolved, and they are very easy to kill. In fact, they're super duper easy to kill. You can basically shoot at them with a gun. So you can go into this menu. I wouldn't use a pistol. Pistol is kind of useless. But you can build a submachine gun or a shotgun, build some ammo with it, and then just hopefully with a little bit of armor as well. So all of these stuff requires really basic materials, and you can run at the bugs and kill them. And I highly recommend doing that if you have nothing better to do, or if you just woke up and wanted to choose violence. That's not a bad way to go about your day. Because threat farming is very important, and if we start to see it, then I'll start explaining it. Interesting. This is cool. Okay, so the EU have got, I mean, it's not main, but off this kind of mix patch, they're managing to smelt and create the beginnings of green signs. Ooh, green sign spam at 40%. I don't hate it. I actually don't. I rate this. This could be rough. This could be super rough for the North if they don't clock onto this, or if they don't have an answer for this. This is definitely what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at something which will potentially turn into a green spam, with the potential for it to increase. Effectively, you can just use as much of this as possible, and then just drag as many lines of this smelting across, and just funnel it into green spam. I might be wrong, but that's actually a really next level way of playing this, because again, we haven't done this before. So actually, by looking at the new percentages that we're dealing with, 40%, green kind of becomes more important early game. In fact, it becomes very important early game, where normally it's not prioritized. For any of you guys that don't know, oh no, we have a new tab, isn't it? I am an idiot. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to send all this stuff. I do like these menus. It's mutagen log, isn't it? Which is these. Oh, here we go. Nice. Okay, sorry. Slight diversions there from me. As you all know, the way that the bugs get bigger and stronger is that depending on the kind of percentage difficulty, we have that's a square. That's the wrong thing. There we go. We have different levels of signs, right? At the very beginning, all we have access to is our red signs, which is here. Later on, we'll be able to build green signs, and I can qualify green as like level 2. And then beyond that, we have military, we have blue signs, chemical, then production, which is purple, utility, which is yellow, and space signs is white. We get that from sending rockets. But I would argue that these first two here are kind of the beginning of the game. And at the beginning of most games, especially on easier game modes, you don't necessarily throw these because they don't do anything. They're not going to pump the bugs up to a level that you want, and they cost you more research. Yeah, they cost you more research, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. They cost you more materials, and they're better off used for research than they are to be thrown. However, at 40% difficulty, green comes into play a lot faster. You can do some damage with this. Like, you can do some serious damage with it. It falls off, but I reckon if you could pump the enemy bugs up to 20, 30%, and then convert your green, it could be speed maul too. I'm just spitballing ideas here, because if I was to play this game mode, and I'm obviously not, but if I were to, you could argue or make an argument that maybe somebody could go off and do a small. And the only reason I say that is because they've used a mix patch. They've stayed away from the pure patches in order to get this done. So yeah, we'll check in on that obviously. I'm just trying to find maybe little tweaks, little interesting differences that we're going to see from these guys. And there we go, grenade production from Dampy. Dampy's running around and killing bugs. This, my good friends, this is threat farming. This needs to happen really in every game, other than maybe Fast and Furious and like hard nightmare modes. Yeah, that's what I think, Blitzy. Pump it to 20%, and then you can convert this. And I will get back to Dampy. But then you'll be able to convert this into other stuff, right? You can convert this into something completely different, like military spam, or just building walls for your base. You know, just giving chips out to main. They've certainly got some spam here ready to go. I think this is green spam, boys. I'm super serial. I think we're gonna see it, and I don't hate it if they do. I mean, you need to be aggressive, right? I say this every week, and I'm right every time I say it, but I keep hammering it home. The point that is, we're in a game which is not a sandbox. Eventually, essentially, one team will win. There are no draws. Oh, no, don't kill off the box with 100 belts in. Good stuff, Zaspar. Only makes them farm stronger, exactly. So we're in an aggressive game mode, right, where you should be keeping an eye on your opposition at all times. You want to be scouting them, you want to be looking at what their plans are, you want to be guessing where they're moving to, and again, using stuff like team stats is a really good indicator. I don't know if you have access to that within the game itself, but you know, I always want to make sure that I know where they are roughly. You're never going to know for sure, but you can make an educated guess as to like, what have they researched by now? What will they be missing? What can we go to? Where can we go without, you know, tripping ourselves up and slowing ourselves down? Oh, boys, I knew it. It's only fucking Sticklord, isn't it? Sticklord is doing Sticklord things. For anybody that doesn't know, this person is Sticklord. They're a nightmare person, and I don't know why, but he kind of wins games, or they, sorry, win games when they want. It's frustrating as hell. This is one of the people that I play against that I genuinely have trouble with. And I'm not just saying that to kind of pump himself up. He's difficult to play against. He's like a boxer that does the perfect counter strategy to whatever it is that you do. And we can see now clearly here there's going to be some military spam, which is even more egregious. I'm not saying it's going to win Europe the game at all, but what I am saying is it will make the North team, rest of the world's team's life hard. And they're going for a traditional setup. We have them all going down, we have green and red signs about to be produced, and I can imagine they're going to go into some labs. Simple. We're only on 2% of all. Let's collapse the team, because we already know who's on. And that's the threat, perfect. So I'm still getting used to all these new UIs. It's much better though. Yeah, dude, mill site, serious. That is a big brain strategy. They might, Europe might have gone, what's the point in outposting, right? We'll have Carl set up something long term, so this could be a base that goes down the line into like, your purple, your blue. But let's just put the pain on them now. They're not going to see it coming. I don't think this is a best of 3. I think this is just a one-off game. If you're going to do it, you need to kind of not frighten them, but you need to get them quick and just snap them into oh shit, we're reacting now. And this is how you do it. I was going for green, I was all in for green, but you know what? If you can get mill off, which they can, I believe they have enough stone here to get military off as well. You need to prioritize a little bit, maybe the center of this patch, just pure stone. But yeah, I like this. I really like this. It's not the only thing that's happening on the map, so I will make sure that I scan around and look at other bases and try and figure out what's going on, but this looks very traditional to me. This is very much a case of, we need them all, so let's just get that down, and then we can progress. Once the research ticks in, we can progress to our deeper kind of sciences, better tech, start building red chips, go towards purple. Europe are just setting the map on fire. Quite simply put, I don't think that their defensive bases are going to get up to speed in time. The rest of the world might be in for a rude and painful surprise very soon. It might not win them the game for the European team, but it will certainly cause an upset. You're creating an earthquake under their feet where they want to be standing tall, strong and firm. You're going to be shaking the ground underneath them. So how they react to that is very important. Here we go, our 2 speedrunners, Zaspar and Ness, have managed to get a traditional build-up on top of the spam just off to the left-hand side of their base. Once you can feed all of your labs, and this is a lot of labs obviously, once you can feed all of your labs red and green, I would consider you very comfortably in the early game. You're not having to make the stuff yourself. The stuff is ticking in relatively nicely, although red seems to be slightly underfunded in terms of the copper department. And that is because throughput's not fantastic yet, and it's being fixed down the line. So yeah, this is healthy. This is perfect. The miner ratio for mill size 30 stone, 22 iron, 8 copper, 18 coal. You can definitely get that from here, right? With some of it mixing in and you know, clogging up parts of it, but it's not impossible to get that out of something like this. I've said it for months. I'll say it again. The people that can weaponize, the people that can optimize, the people that can figure this out. This is a puzzle. It's a big messy puzzle, right? It's a puddle of puzzles. It's a puddle. Jesus Christ. I move house and all of a sudden I'm some philosopher talking about puzzles. If you can make sense of this, if you can decode this, if you can weaponize something that people just walk over and build over, I believe, and I mean this, and I've said this for weeks and weeks and weeks, you can go back to other broadcasts and you'll see me say this, if you can do it, and there are ways where it's done and it's done wrong, then you are a legend and absolutely you will win off the back of optimizing that. Because instead of having to walk ages and ages and ages away to grab this much iron, you could potentially, with miners next to each other and with good filtration system, there is a BP. Ah, right, is this a new thing? Is this a new, or is this like an older recycled one? Because I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't seen a ton. But I'd be very interested in taking that into some testing, because there is a way, there absolutely is a way of looking at a patch like this, saying, okay, not too much coal, but a little layer of everything that I want. So I can turn some of this into steel, copper plates, iron plates, obviously bricks for walls, so yeah, I like it. It's a lazy man's way to play, but it's the right way if you can do it the right way. But yeah, so far so good on the European side. Coincidentally though, the North are no slouches and they have signs lined up as well, with probably more labs to get stuck down. And I'll take a look onto the research, because this will start to fly, absolutely fly now. So the rest of the world are going for engines, moving into advanced material production, whereas Europe are going for double lab research. That's very interesting. This is different. You normally don't take lab research speed before other things. Like, it's more of an optimization thing. Like, you do that when you have some downtime, but you're not going to be taking into mill size, so maybe you get this early so that you can get oil early. I'm lost. I genuinely am not exactly sure. Well, no, I am sure of what's going on, obviously. But just this game mode throws out so many different questions as to, like, yeah. How are they going to win this? How is it going to look, you know, what's it going to look like? Copper seems to be a slight issue here, though. That's one thing I would say. And you could potentially get away with heading out to some of these smelters down the line when they start to build themselves up, taking plates out of some of the ones at the bottom end of your stack. You can see here there's a couple of plates, or even running over to Burner Cities, grabbing a few hundred plates out of here, purely just to feed this mill site, right? You want it up quick, you want it producing fast. Ah, I got you. Yeah, dude, I love this. I'm a big fan. Here we have a self-feeding. They're gonna filter this out. There's like a single brick in here. Oh no, bricks come through to the bottom. This is so janky, dude. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I'm in awe. Meanwhile, up north, again, another traditional, what looks to be a traditional mall is going down for the rest of the world. Mr. Canberra's got a couple of grenades here being built to hopefully defend themselves with. We've got Prox and Enkling over here doing a mixed build of some sorts. Gear wheels, green chips. Power's gone down really nicely up here. And we could be seeing the beginning of mill spam. In fact, we do see the beginning of mill spam from Zero Sun. However, I do believe the South have gotten there first. Might be wrong about that. No, I do believe that they've hit this point very quick. And it won't be long until we start to see the spicy... we may have a video. Power is a bit of an issue though. Are they adding to it? Power here is fine. Are they connected? Okay. So yeah, research continues on for the South. The Team Europe, sorry. Some kind of mixed build is happening here with Zaspar. I've never seen this before, so this is interesting. Speedrunning type strat. The outposts out by Runebogler and Dr. Claw is going good guns, but again, it's more of the same. It's just more. We're only 26 minutes into the game. It's only 26 minutes. Jimmy has stuck down some military signs. Is this spam though, right? No, you just send this to labs, surely. And as you can see, even now, like the bugs aren't that strong, but they're still making it to the base. Whereas we have -500. Dampy being a legend, kiting the bugs around and killing them off, throwing grenades like an absolute mad lad. Kaboom. Oh, solo. One more nade. Yeah, boy. 3 worms bite the dust. -650 now. Ret farming. And the South, Team Europe, sorry, are just very safe. Faster labs, more power efficient. Yeah, it makes sense. What is Zaspar building here? Is this flame towers? Engines, maybe? Is this a speedrunner thing that I'm too Biter Battles legendary know about? Jimmy's doing Millside, he is. And we can finally take a look at team stats now because we have, at the 26th minute, with 106 bill, 34 cent. Oh, there was a cent, okay. Meanwhile, only 4 at the 28th, so 2 minutes later, with only 4 created on the north. We have a slight increase in mutagen. Let me just check out the mutagen log real quick. So, 34 jugs being sent by Stick Lord to Team North. Jump the evolution up 3.6%. That's not bad. That's actually a really, for only 34 to jump the evolution to that state is actually pretty decent. The bugs are still killable, very killable, but what they are is now just a slightly tankier version of what they used to be. You know, slightly more health, slightly more annoying. If they chew like 1 or 2 of these steam engines down, it's kind of like a bit of a... Oh, they did. Shit. This sucks. Like, you don't like to do this. This isn't a fun thing to be involved in. That would be kind of cool. I think we have a way of looking at who's built what. You know, who's built or who built certain items within the first hour. But again, I'm going to be honest, like the upgrades we have are incredible. You know, if we ask for more, then we're getting kind of greedy people's free time. You know, this is the kind of thing where if you look at what we've got so far, the bar graph icon, this one. Yeah, this is kind of a basic overview. There's also more items as well I can check to see. Things like red belts. Ooh, none built. None built. Guys, you're not going to win a game. You're not going to win a game unless you red belt everything, obviously. Yeah, making the most of the mix. This, I guess, is like a semi-mall that'll just be boxing up things that I guess maybe these guys could use. And this is kind of fully working. Kind of, you know? Drawing on lots of power, not really. EU strat is going for the absolutely. Blue belt for life, yo. Okay, so they will begin to be spammed back, but Dampy's done a really good job of driving the threat into the -1000s now. So I'm not super worried about military coming to me if I'm on Team Europe. I'll be more worried about military going to you on Team... Okay. Flamethrower towers? Don't hate it. So these guys are effectively creating what, a defensive buffer? That's so disrespectful. But Bit has a good sense of humour, so I hope you understand. And yeah, we can see these aren't another 110 go across. The north now are at 16%. There's 2 waves, 1 mixed, 1 full of spitters. Descend onto. And again, a grenade or 2 will just deal with these. It's not a big deal. These aren't that strong at the moment, but it's annoying, you know? It's annoying to have to deal with this. Fordeca, out of a 15-person team, 1 of your team has to go and deal with this, if not 2 of them. And that's the job that is being taken away from being done right now. So, yeah. Meanwhile, military science is being researched. And they want to go defenders. Okay, interesting. Defenders, there are red belts. Perfect. They want to go car. Fair enough. We're going to go Logi, automation. So exclusive to Europe. Wait, hang on a minute. Exclusive to the North American. Oh, sorry, no. The rest of the world team. They've gone for their shooting upgrades very early. But they might reach 20-25% before they get their defenders down. This is a really close timing call. Because the thing is, having defenders researched is one thing, building them is another. And beyond that, like, if you end up with, it's very fitting, isn't it? If you are now dealing with medium-sized bugs that are only getting pumped up even further, is it worth it? Are defenders going to be able to do a job like that? Because you'll still end up on positive threat, even if you start sending. US going for the ammo damage, yeah. And again, a death here is really not great. I'm not saying Chrono's going to go down, he obviously won't, but like a death on either side is not great. Again, power is threatened by another wave. I'm just not convinced. Like, Dampier is doing damage up here. Serious damage. Zerathon is a very good threat farmer. I'd definitely agree to that. I just think that in the current map state now, they may be looking at a missed opportunity, or maybe just by the skin of their teeth they make it through. But for me personally, I'm very happy with this, you know, box up 200, 300 military signs, send it, see what happens. Let's take a look at the second send, and third send actually, here we go. In total, 258 military signs has been created, and we've gone from 3.5 all the way up to 16. So yeah, it's doing a job, man. I thought green would be the thing, but apparently not. And are we seeing any pain across the map? Not particularly. They're not smashing stuff up. They're approaching things which are annoying, because you're going to have to commit somebody to defend this every now and again. If power goes down, I mean, it just sucks. You just don't want to keep rebuilding stuff, and you can see that some of this has already been triggered and hit. So hopefully they can spot this and get rid of it, because once these bugs start attacking, it won't take long before they start taking this stuff down. And it's just a headache. That's all this is, it's just a headache. You know, shooting them is one thing, but as your bullets kind of go through, they're taking out more. You need a grenade at this point. I'm not throwing shade on Marek at all. I'm just saying that if you want to deal with this quicker, grenade stuff. Because you might damage your stuff, but you're not going to lose it much of it. But this does suck though. It looks like they have as much power as they need for now. Defenders are being built. But is it a little too late? A little too late. They're 3.8% off medium bugs. At that point, there's no way they have... I mean, you can only throw out 2 or 3 defenders to begin with anyway. I just don't know if that's going to be enough of a play for your threat farmers. They might have just made it in time. But I'm unsure at best of whether or not that's going to pay off. Meanwhile, these guys are just, continuing to box stuff up. Dampy's just killing it. Minus 3k. The only thing you have to watch out for here is just getting trapped on any of these acid puddles, really. You kill off the worms, keep the base intact, these spawners intact. And do you know, I haven't drawn anything for a while, so let me draw on the map real quick. The way that you threat farm effectively is you you come in to an area, you draw the bugs by shooting at their bases, and then you begin to spiral tighter and tighter and tighter, almost like a tornado, until you get to like a centralized area where the bugs are directly on top of you. From here, you throw a grenade down. What that does is it tightens up the pack of bugs so that there's just the maximum amount of them on you, and you're only using one grenade to kill roughly about 50 to 100, depending on the density and time of the game. So it's a really, really worthwhile play, because obviously to make a grenade, it's very cheap. Very, very cheap. All you need is like iron plates and coal, which you can get from the very beginning of the game. So yeah, Dampy doing a great job here, and again, look, he lets them pile on top of him, or then throw a grenade down. Now this isn't super duper optimized, but it's good enough. It's getting them there, you know. They're pushing deeper, close to 4,000 minus. And yeah, this is very good from the European side of threat farming. Now again, it sounds like I'm rooting for Team Europe, and I kind of am. But I think that the North team, rest of the world, have lots of talent on their team as well. They have some pretty crispy players, and so we can't, you know, I'd say that one team is taking advantage or one team is ahead. I'm talking about millimeters here, not miles. Certainly not meters. You know, millimeters in terms of timing, in terms of position in the game. Yeah, this isn't, it's not GG kind of thing. Team productions are on par, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we're not looking at one team getting clapped, the other team not. Just gonna take a drink of water because my voice is absolutely going at the moment and I don't know why. So give me a sec. Nice. Okay. Oh, what are we making down here? Steel. That's because steel here is being slow? It is. Okay, so steel's coming out very slow down here. A green chip created down here as well. I'm not sure where you transition this into though. Carl's going into oil, into blue spam? Do we even see? We don't see blue spam normally. I'm like 99% sure I had never seen a game where we've seen blue signs get thrown. It's just so expensive and difficult to make, you'd rather research with it. Zero Sun's going to give Runeboggler time to get his rocket up. Oh, I don't know if we see... I don't know. I don't think we see rockets this game. I'd like to, don't get me wrong, and I'm here for it if it happens, but... I think we get to, like, purple signs? Maybe yellow? Maybe, like, at a push? Oh, I've run out of music. 1 second. Yeah, I've run out of music. What do you guys want to listen to? I can play any kind of style of music that isn't copyrighted, because I don't want to get flagged. And I know you can play copyrighted music, but I just want to avoid getting any kind of red flags. So if you guys have a certain type of music you like to listen to, let me know. If not, I'll just stick something random on for now, and then we can figure it out down the line. Melodic metal. You know, I don't play EDM at all. We're going to listen to it. If it's terrible, we'll turn it off. But if it's okay, if it's cromulent, if it's acceptable, we'll keep it on for a little bit. Because I don't want to play anything that's chill. This isn't a chill game. This is like two very, very strong opponents boxing it out. You know, we need to keep the energy levels high. Here we go, Zero Sun with his own wake of destruction. Evolution's at 22 though, right? The bugs go from being these little brown shell guys and evolve into these pink shell guys. They take longer to kill, they have more health, they travel faster, and they take more resources to kill off. Have Europe hit the perfect timing here? There's no way you can squeeze follow account. They have. Oh, only follow account 1 though. But Europe is so far ahead in their non-defensive, so Europe are like miles ahead. He will drive the number into the negative for sure, but like the North are missing some big key researches here. Huge big key researches. And you can get spammed continually, like you're not going to stay at 22%. I just don't know. I'm not sure about this. It's great you can get 5 defenders out and continue to rip through the bugs. That's absolutely great. And you will drive into the negative for sure. But you're not creating as many defenders as you're using, and you need to be kind of frugal with them to begin with, because these bugs die super easy. You could do exactly the same thing with 2 or 3. So yeah, we'll see how we go with this. But again, we're arriving at that negative number now. And I'm sure Dampy has ambition? Has he got health? Oh dude, don't die. Hey, there we go. Saved it. Nailed it. Yeah, there's a lot of dead stuff up here. As well as a lot of dead stuff up here. Now here we have it, the battle of the threat farming. Neither team are going to have much of an issue or much of a problem at the moment, so it's now about how we transition away from this into something else. And I believe this might be it. Full production in main. Huge blue. Oh dear, boys. Do we have Millside being built here at all? Because that's mid-game for me. We do. Europe are into the mid-game already at 40 minutes in. Jesus. Wait. Take a look at team stats. They built their first blue jug at 38 minutes into the game, so only 3 minutes away. And they built 252 of those jugs. That's wild. 252. I don't know, dude. Like, is threat farming that important to go that far behind in research? And also that far behind in production? They might get to... Europe might get to purple before the North can even get anywhere near it. And it's fine being like minus 5,000 threat, minus 10,000 threat. If they're throwing blue, purple and yellow at you, I'm just not. What do we think? Because this is a lot, boys. You can get a lot done with this kind of research. Zaspar has killed it here. I didn't even notice. Soldier cancelling a load of research. I like the fact that, here we go, we've got some grenade production as well, right in the middle of the base. Any problems, run to this, grab a stack, start grenading stuff. Oh, let me do this real quick, so we're having lots of people join. Cool, so we've had a lot of people. Yeah, Zaspar's disgustingly fast at this game. And I say that with love. I don't say disgusting as in like, oh, terrible. Genuinely quick person. Like, it's horrible. I'm Spartacus. Holy crap, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I don't ask for people to subscribe. I mean, you can feel free to watch for free, but I appreciate your support, thank you. And I hope you're having a good weekend, mate. I say this all the time though, guys. What I need to do, we need to set up something that... Oh, have you seen the clip of him putting down inserters? It's like... I can't even explain to you. Like, doing this, and then he can, like, go down, 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 and then flip it and do... He goes like... I can't even use my mouse as accurately as that. Like, down, 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 up, up, up. Flip, down, 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 up, up, up. Down here. You guys are nuts. 6 world records. That's kind of wild, man. And super impressive. I don't just say that like wild, like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. That genuinely is very impressive. 6 world records. He might, do you know what? He might be as good as me. No, come on. Don't talk crazy. He's not going to be as good as me, but he'll be good, though. But Zaspar doesn't really play a lot of biter battles, though, does he? I can't remember seeing him in lots of games recently. Ah, there's a keybind. Got you. Because I was going to say, if you're hitting R real quick... yeah, if you're hitting rotate real quick, that is scary fast. Ask Elon to tweet about Jesus. What's going on in chat, guys? Oh god. So yeah, transitioning across. I like what Europe are doing. Coincidentally, blue is on the way. It's the best I can describe it. It's kind of a thought at the moment, about to become a reality for the North. Enkling is producing just a little bit of everything. You see any spam from up here? We don't. There's another mall. It's all on Runeboggler, isn't it? This whole thing is on Runeboggler. If Runeboggler can get this up and running, we're not going to a rocket. We're not getting... There's no way, guys. Come on. EDM was a good choice, holy crap. Are they making their own blue spam? Well, they haven't sent recently, right? I'm certain of that. The European team haven't sent for a while. Original log, oh they did. That's why we're at, okay, got you. So 300 took us to 22. I'm missing this 100%. If he can get there, and he can get there, by the way. Like, Runeboggler is that good. He will absolutely be able to get to a rocket. If they're not pressured out. Any percent duo, Steelax, Gotlap, any percent botless. Dude, it's still 5 world records. That's wild. Like, there is so many people in the server at the moment. We have a team of 15 on 15. But normally a game like this on a Saturday would be open to everyone, and normally we'd be would be about 20. Nice. 69 on server, very nice. We'd normally be like 25 on 25. It's a good number for a game. The highest we've ever had was 33 versus 33. And the biggest game we ever played was 67 on one side versus 7 on the other side. Can you imagine that? 67 normal players versus 7 pros, and it was super close. And if you want the VOD of that video, head over to YouTube. I think my channel is linked on Discord, and you'll be able to find the video of that on my YouTube channel. It's fucking wild, dude. Alright, Flamer Towers are moving into main. Best. I know, it's this is a one-off event though, dude. So like after this game, you'll be able to join the server and play a normal game. They'll probably do a normal captain's game after this, and beyond that as well, there'll be normal games running throughout the week, as well as one weekend game that's kind of like our big game, effectively, where we try and do a really big. Go in, mate. They are. Go in. Just look at it. How can you lose this game? I'll ask you that. I'll ask you that question. If you're on the south right now, how do you lose this game? Oh yeah, let's take a look at that. That's a really good point. So grenades have got 7k kills from the south, and done just. In fact, bots have done more damage. But again, we have to talk about how expensive things are here, though. Grenades are very, very cheap. Enders not so much. So it's equivalent in terms of damage, cost-wise and time to set up. Yeah, absolutely not. The objective, a very good point, because I haven't spoken a huge amount about how you win this game. So thank you, dude, because that does lead me on to something I wanted to get to. The goal of this map, the goal of this game, is to protect, at all costs, your rocket silo. Each team have one, and they are on the same side of either side of the river. So as you can see here, we have one there, and we have one for the north here, kind of equidistant away from each other on the map. The way that you lose this rocket silo is your bugs will effectively, let me zoom out real quick, I want to get a good overview of this, because here we go, perfect. Right, we'll just take the north for an example. The bugs will eventually come down the map, and they will try and fight your buildings and kill you off. So what you need to do is, the bugs are going to try and come down the map and kill you in loads of different patterns. They're not just going to come straight down. Sometimes they come round the corner and they come in from the side. And your job is to build a base and then put a wall behind that base. No, I don't want to buy your crappy laptops. Leave me alone. Sorry, bloody adverts. Just pause that real quick. In YouTube ads, eh? If somebody can recommend me an ad blocker, that'd be great. There we go, that's better. So yeah, the idea is to survive longer than the enemy team. The way that you survive is that you can do one of two things. You can build a really big wall and keep the opposition away from you. Keep the bugs away from you. Like we're seeing down here, a wall is going down and some flamer turrets are going to kind of protect the base from the bugs. Or you send enough science, charge up the enemy bugs to evolve. When they evolve, they become bigger. So bugs start off with these brown shells down here like this, very small, very easy to kill, very weak. They later on will evolve to pink shells, blue shells, and then to green shells. And every time they go up a shell level, they get stronger, they get faster, they get harder to kill, they hit you harder. So you're basically on the clock. This is like, there are never any draws in this game mode. You're always, always, always going to either win or lose. And at the moment, it's difficult to add guard. Yeah, there was some kind of crackdown ages ago that was like a bit of a pain in the arse. And I remember them saying to, like, they were going to ban a load of YouTube accounts for using, was it uBlock or something? Dalboss, where is he at? What was the message there? Everyone look at Dalboss now and cry in the corner how slow we are. Oh, the inserter, yeah. It's not luck. So the bugs will spawn naturally. Each building that's on the map will naturally spawn bugs. But what these guys are doing is they're going into bug territory and they're killing the bugs whilst the bugs are very weak and they're not very heavily evolved. So the South's bugs are only 6% evolved, so they're really easy to shoot. They're really easy to kill. And what you're doing here is you're going into their territory and killing them. And by killing them, you're driving your threat number into a negative number. When you have a negative number on your team, the bugs, they cannot attack you. They need to repopulate their own population, or they can attack you. So Dampy here, by killing the bugs, is stopping them from being aggressive and running down the map towards your base. So there's a bit of nuance to this, and there's lots of detail here that I've skipped over a little bit here, but by having a player kill the bugs here, means that they don't come to your base. So he's giving you a window of opportunity here, a bit of breathing room, that your bases aren't under attack. Because what we saw earlier on was the bugs were coming down and they were hitting. Let me grab my program real quick. Put this on. We saw earlier on bugs were coming down here. Can you see that? Oh no, wait, here we go. Boom, arrows. And they were hitting this power block, and they were destroying power for the North team. So you want to kind of focus them on you and get you fighting them. The last thing you want is for bugs to just come and turn up at your base and then start blowing your base up. So nah, that's the good thing. The good news is there is a line, like a buffer zone, where you can't place anything within a certain amount of space. Otherwise you could turret rush. So I think the buffer zone looks roughly like this. So where the last enemy base is, you can't place anything within like this area, for instance, and anything in the actual zone itself. So you've got to kind of be smart about how you defend, and there's lots of different ways of defending as well. In a longer form game, in fact, let me get you something real quick, because this will be helpful for a newer viewer. This obviously is a show game, so this is something new. But if you want to watch just a normal weekly game, I even play in a few of these and commentate them and spectate them. So feel free to kind of have a look at some of this stuff. But this. If you take a look at that channel, just generally speaking, that's where I post all of the weekly videos that we have. And you'll be able to get a better understanding as to like how a game normally is played. Because at the moment what's happening is it's really quick. Everything is super fast, and it's hard to kind of pin down just exactly what's going on in the game. The Hogan hook. Yeah, dude, link a clip, dude. Holy crap. I think I need to allow the link, but if you send it in, I'll click on yes. Because I don't think I've got anything banned. Laser production. No, come on. Yeah, the Hogan hook. Look at the state of that. Any of you guys aspiring to be fast, just look at that and cry. It is horrific. Again, props. Like you cannot take anything away from that guy. He is ridiculously fast. So I heard laser production. That's here, right? No. Am I missing something? Over here. Bruh. With 50 minutes into a game, and we've got lasers coming out. 79 lasers have been built. Oh, Carl, you absolute madman. This is your Olympics. This is Carlympics. Carl's going for gold. There's no messing about here. There's no silver medal hanging around Europe's neck. They're going for gold. And do you know what? Unless North gets to a rocket, or threat farms their way into the deep thousands, and they are actually, aren't they? 12,000? It'll absorb some purple signs, but not loads. Rune Boggler, how you getting on, mate? What's going on over here? Okay, the beginnings of... No bots though, right? Not yet. I'm researching miles behind you. They're not going to have robots up for a while, dude. They're going even deeper into their shooting upgrades. LDS is about to be finished research. They're going to lubricant, into engines, robots. Silver is just the first loser. What's the famous Ricky Bobby saying? If you're not first, you're last. For anybody wondering, that was an American accent. I promise you. It might have sounded slightly Australian, but yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this, by the way. Sorry, I was going to check in on this. So 7 minutes after the Europe built their first blue signs, the rest of the world came in at 45 minutes in. I just don't. Good job, buddy. I just don't see it, guys. Don't get me wrong, both teams, very strong. Both teams, very good players. Very, very quick players, hard to play against. But they did catch up on threat. And it's been a while since any send has gone by. Did they just turn off millside? Okay. So they're just... I guess that's like a long-term plan thing. Maybe that's fed into labs? Wouldn't it be more sensible to throw that? You're correct, dude. Every map is different. And every time we roll a map, there are different, like lakes, for instance. There's different ore patches. They're not always... In fact, you'll never play the same game twice. Robotics have just been completed, so we're going to see some robots. Oh dear. Yeah, the maps are different every time. The people that you have on your team as well. So some people, like Enkling for instance, he plays on main. He's like a main base builder, so this area is kind of our main base. Whereas you have some people like Carl who plays like a variety of roles. So depending on who's in your team, like it really depends on kind of what your team can do and what it doesn't do. So it's very interesting. Like I highly recommend trying to get into a game, like just a normal game, and playing it. South is, in my mind, I just look at it. What's negative about this? They're building defenses, and their defenses are a bit wonky. We've got a couple of right angles here, which aren't great for defense, but they also have some actual defense downs. So flame turrets, we saw here in a box, 140, 150 lasers almost. We haven't hit the 1 hour mark yet. That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous in terms of speed. The rest of the world are going for fully damaged. They just want their defenders to kill everything. And to be fair, Dampy's been overtaken now. But we're not... No, come on. Let's be serious. Be serious here. We're not seeing a rocket this game. Not 40% difficulty. Because normal mode is 50%, and those normally end with... those usually end with like purple, yellow spam. Yellow spam at a push. I think that's... Yeah, Hydra, that's a better way to explain it. South is looking better. I'd love to see power graph. It'd be interesting if you could click on. But again, we already have lots of good UIs, so I'm not going to say we need this. Califor adding to the labs, speeding up research. I'd love to see it. They do have lots of research just parked here on this belt. Jimmy was boxing up whatever spare they had, so maybe we could have seen some counter sends with any buffers. But I just, you know... Okay, got some poison capsules down too. I do love to see that. And a second defender line being built. They're going really hard into defenders, and that's fair enough. There'll be 2 of them doing it, which is, yeah, certainly a good look. But I just... Oh, there's loads of them doing it now. Ah, they're mobilizing. Got you. Yeah. So the North are committing decent amount of resources to this area so they can threat farm deeper into the 20, 30,000. The South, however, have a research advantage of probably about half an hour. I kid you not, this isn't like... Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, will it matter? You know, like, will it actually count for anything? Because by diverging your research away from traditional getting down the tech tree, you're sacrificing the ability to kind of, I don't know, go a bit deeper. And again, you can still get spammed, like... I'm on the fence slightly here. I feel like they need to kind of figure this defense out a little better. It's just me, like, and again, it's something that I take pride in when I do my, when I like to play, mostly because it's difficult and it sucks. So when you do your defensive building, you want to kind of avoid as many of these corners as possible. Bugs just like to chip into them. Right angles are a real pain to deal with. Down the line you can have bots. What? Oh, come on. I was just about to explain stuff. Okay, let me just reconnect real quick. I've been kicked out. Apologies. I was just about to kind of draw and do stuff and then... Alright, awesome. Okay, right, back to explaining stuff. Oh, catching up. Okay. So we're taking a look at defense, real quick. Like my draw tools. So the way that we typically defend, we would have a long, stable line of walls, for instance. Like, let's just say... Oh, my dog. Let's just say this is our wall. Then we draw like a side line down the edge. I'm not saying that the south space fit into this, but I'm just saying, for example, we would have a wall like this, and then behind that wall we would have defenses that would shoot out and over the wall at the bugs, basically making a small castle. What we see at the moment is not that. And again, we have gaps, so we need to finish this wall off here, we need to finish this wall off here on the left, and we need to encapsulate this base. To do that, we'll need stuff like this be moved out of the way. So yeah, I don't know. It's looking ropey. If they are to be attacked, and I think they may be attacked down the line, we could be looking at things getting slightly in the way. However, I'd rather have a wall than not have a wall. So exactly, Rafe. That's the point I was just getting to. Having something is better than having nothing. So North have bots up. Interesting. Let's take a look. Get rid of my drawing program for now. Right, 18 out for Room Boggler, 18 bots, and main will probably get that production set up in the not too distant future. That's not a bad thing. 18 is not anything to really write home about yet. You want a kind of couple hundred, really. So, well, hello, dog. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? That's my... One sec. Not yours. My food. You can't have my food, mate, because it will make you ill. Oh, the crab stuff, dude. Holy. Did you guys see the post they made about the crab bosses? It sends out like little flying enemies as well. It's a biggie one. I need to put water in your bowl. Are you bored? Or is it because you can smell bacon? Okay, yeah, you can steal my shoe, that's fine. Sorry, guys. Oh, the new enemies. Yeah, oh, mate, hang on. Bear with me a second, dream with me, right? Flyers, they have to be able to go over walls. You have to have them over walls, right? So, does that mean we're going to get anti-air? Like AA towers? Because if we do, I am so fucking down to try and theory craft how we get that into the game. Just imagine anti-air towers and air units. We're turning into StarCraft, guys. We're basically StarCraft already, aren't we? Let's be honest. Oh dear, boys. Strafers and Stompers can step over. Oh. So, okay, so hopefully because they're adding new enemy types, I really want to see a couple new towers. Right, I don't want to stick around with how was that? Being an idiot. We have 3 types at the moment, because obviously we don't use the artillery turret. Can we please get like a slowdown tower? Like a freeze tower, or... yeah, anti-air? Boss tower maybe? You know, like something that does one heavy shot, like a railgun. There's one big shot, and then it takes a while to reload. Oh yeah, it will probably. Or at least it will down us for a while until people figure it out. I think we have enough talented people that can code to get it up and running, but I know what you mean, mate. It's going to be tough because you have to build it back up from scratch again. But why don't we try and raise some money for that? Why don't we say, hey, do you know what, guys? We know you're going to be working hard, so let's do like a Twitch fundraiser for people that are coding, and we'll donate to your coding efforts kind of thing. Tesla turrets, rocket turret. Oh, I'm down. whatever it takes, whatever we need to do to make it happen, let's make it happen. Because, yeah, I'm super jazzed. Beyond that, I'm jazzed for this. Stickman is doing Stickman things. Leave him alone for 5 seconds. At the 1 hour, that's frightening, mate. At 1 hour and 5. Well, the server takes donations, but the guys don't openly ask for donations. It's one of those interesting ones where it's like, you can become like a dono and you get a cool badge and stuff. In fact, I think we've raised more money for the 1v1 tournaments than we have for anything else. And we paid out hundreds and hundreds of euros for the winners of the 1v1 tournaments and crypto. But it's basically like 99% volunteer run. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Neuro doesn't make any money off the server, I don't think. He deserves to. Even if you earn like 5 cents per player that plays on the server, like you deserve to get something for all your hard work. You know, I've certainly thought about donating as well, but I've recently gotten a mortgage, so my bank account's looking pretty rough at the moment, but yeah. The best thing you can try and do is just try and make the community a slightly better place. It pays money to keep it alive. We need to do a fundraiser, man. We need to figure this stuff out, because I don't want to lose this. This is good. Like, we have a good community, we have some really good games on, we have some good players that engage, like, we need to try and keep this alive for as long as possible. And yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but you know, I certainly don't make any money streaming. I'll tell you that right now. Unless you had like 10,000 people watching you, you're not, you know, making big money or anything like that. But you know, if we did like a kind of lagging too much. Oh no, can we sub you out? Sub you in? Did you get a sub at all, sir? Someone enormously donated for the year's server cost. That's interesting. Don't have 1 million in the bank. If I had 1 million in the bank. I thought about this the other day actually. Oh, Hydra's subbing in. Got you, okay. Fair enough. I guess you just have to listen to whatever plan they have and just go with it, you know. Who's the new sub? I'll figure it out. If I won like $1 billion, if I was like Elon Musk, boy would I try and help fix stuff. There's a lot of charities out there that need... Zer dropped, but I think they've already found a replacement. Because it seems like we're still on 15 on 15, so... I think we're still... We're fine, I think, or we're back up to what the numbers should be. But having Hydra on North's team definitely boosts their... There's a donation channel in Discord server, but the links there don't even work, other than crypto. Yeah, that sucks, man. It's like, I would donate a couple of quid here and there, you know? Like $3 a month, like, easily, mate. My Twitch... You know what we need to do? We need Neuro to stream, and then we need to drop our Twitch Prime subs on Neuro. That's got to be the way, right? Yeah, I'm gonna suggest that we do that. We go to Neuro's, we make sure that he's connected it all to his bank account so he actually gets the money, and then we go to Neuro's server and then we can just Twitch Prime him, right? Because then he gets like, I think it's like $4, $3 per Prime. Or you can just give him the money flat out, but Twitch Prime is free. That's the thing, is that if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription to whoever you want each month. So that's a free couple of dollars every month that could go to help. It wouldn't surprise me. Noor is very, very deep into that nerdy world of stuff like that, so if he is a Bitcoin whale, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, what I would hope though, what I really would hope, is that if ever the server needed help financially, we could do a fundraiser. We could do an event, we could do a week or a month of games where we try and raise some money and we try and keep the server alive. So for anybody that's out there that's listening, if you need to, say it before it gets really bad, kind of thing. Yeah, he did. He provided ETH for for the first tournament. You reckon Nero was the kind of guy that got given a load of Bitcoin when it was like $1 for a Bitcoin? Play a video game tournament and win 200, and now he's like a multi-millionaire. Oh dear. But yeah, I don't know. But I'd like to hope that if it ever got to that point, that we could figure it out. You know, we could get there together as a community. Because it's a fun place to be, you know, and it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, before like farming places, like there's Chinese Bitcoin farms, right, where they're just huge warehouses full of just massive production. Guys are killing it with laser. Made 700 laser towers, 200 flamer towers, 10,000 walls. Not all of them are obviously going into the ground, but still, production's kind of ridiculous. And they've made 500 purple. Are they researching that? Ah, this is ridiculously fast. Do you think we're going to see yellow send? I think that might be what we see, is we get to like yellow and then they start spamming, right? We're an hour and 12 into the game, like, Jesus. Calm down, guys, like, what is going on? It's only flipping Zaspar doing Zaspar stuff. With a couple hundred blue chips, oh dear. What are we pinging out? Oh, here we go, boys. The red belt's real. How many did they build? Show me more items, I must know. 600 red belts have been built on the north. 200 have been put down. Oh no, 398 have been put down. Only 6 for the south. Jesus. But they make you go faster. We all know that. I know. They're killing it. They've been allowed to stay at 20% for a while, though. I genuinely think Q's RCUs. Do you think they've agreed? Do you think they've agreed that they yeah, one big inserter chain. Do you think that they've shaken hands and said, you know, Rocket, good luck. You know, send a little bit during the game, but we're both going for Rocket. We don't want to get spammed out. We just want to see where this can go. But there's a chest that's buffering over here somewhere. Oh no, they're just sending that to labs. I lost my... 1 second, sorry guys, I've lost my place. Down here. You might want to like chest this stuff, guys. Just a hint, like... Anybody? Nah, that's true actually. No gentleman's agreement. Just filth. Absolute filth. Research time, let's take a look. Laser upgrades are going down, and then RCU has been queued. Meanwhile, follower count 4, and physical projectile damage 5. Like, they're just miles behind in research. Like, they've got to do all of this, minus some of the upgrades. And the only thing that's slightly annoying me about, and I say annoying, but it's not great, is that you're just clogging up your the ability to kind of chest this stuff. For now, anyway. Red Wraith has been put onto south. Oh, as Zaspar taps out. Oh yeah, because he's got internet problems, right? South, quick rocket. North, mega threat farm. North comes out on top. Maybe 30 rocket launch either side. I don't see it, dude. I genuinely think this is yellow spam. GG's, like... No, here we are. Is that the first? Yeah. They've made 72. And if they are building a rocket, that's kind of nuts, right? All science in 115. That's got to be a record of some description. Are they going to make use of this rocket silo? Game goes long. I mean, I don't know. They haven't defended at all up here. they're just kind of like hanging themselves out. And I know why, obviously, because of threat farming, but still, like, if you start dealing with like 80, 90, 100% bugs, even if you're at minus 70k, that's gonna start killing you off and start spawning in, and then you're just at the mercy of whatever you have down already. Like, I don't know that command, dude. Anybody let me in on what that command is? Because there is a calculator that's built in, but I haven't used it yet. That's true, however, 200% bugs you won't be in negative for too long. That's the thing, because you can't maintain that negative number. Like, they will eventually monster you and kill you off. So my argument is, I think that you can hang out, but you can't stay, if that makes any sense. Okay, so they're not going to stay at 14 on the south. Zaspar's done a good job though, man. I hope whoever comes in next can really kick it off, keep it going. All sciences in labs at 1 hour and 15 is ridiculous. Oh yeah, sorry dude. I just haven't been in the game for a couple of weeks now, so I've probably missed out a little bit on that. Still though, this is I mean, if you threw that, I'm just not saying you would, but if you were to throw that 600 purple science, you'd shoot the north up to like 70, sort of 60%, 70%. Their threat farmers aren't going to have an easy time there. Meanwhile though, they're just going for research, and I like it, you know, there's nothing wrong with this at all. Mill size seems to be one of the only limiting factors for some of this. And that's purely because this must have slowed up a little bit. And you're cross-contaminating the belt, that's nothing wrong with that. As flamer towers and laser towers continue to pour in, I'd want to grab somebody else to help me build defense up too. Red Race doing a really good job of stitching up some of the lasers. Lasers have got good upgrades on. It's your PC. That sucks, dude. But you had a really fucking good run, mate. Holy crap, your team are flying. I think you've just hit a record as well, by the way. All 6 sciences in labs at 1 hour and 15. I don't think I've seen a game where that's been achieved before, so bare minimum, you were there all the way to the very end and from the very start to do something that's a bit of a record, I think, in our server, so congrats. And yeah, I think you guys are on. This run sucked for us. No. How do you feel about your chances against the Jimmy 50? Because I mean, if you look at their labs, right, it's not looking great for them. They're not, because obviously, hopefully you're not talking to your team still, so I can show you this, but like, you guys smashed it in terms of production, in terms of timings. Everything was just a little quicker, a little bit sharper. And also you on the back of that have built more as well, which is massive. But I just don't know what the plan is for the North, other than Rocket, which is fair enough, but and Mega Threat Farm 2, and again, they have managed to achieve that, but I just don't get it. Like, surely like a big purple and yellow send throws the number up to like 80-90%, and then they just can't threat farm anymore. Way before Runeboggler was anywhere close to a rocket. And this is what I wanted to show you, sorry. Look at all of the research they've gone through, and look at what they haven't. So they still need to do most of this, but instead they prioritized shooting upgrades. And I get it, like I understand what their plan is here, but like, if you want to launch a rocket, or even start spamming purple or yellow, you're going to need to clock the rocket a little bit of this stuff in, and they're quite far behind. I disagree, dude. Remember, we're at 40%. We're not on ITYTD. We're almost at easy and normal difficulties. This is a custom difficulty, so we're not on piece of cake. We're not on ITYTD. A yellow spam 100% would rock them and shove them up into the high numbers. Trust me, I've played a lot of this game. This is frightening if it were to be done. But instead it looks like Dalvos is pushing forward. We're moving towards satellite, and I guess down to rocket. And then I guess we need to start prepping our rocket silo. No, I know. But there's still some of them that you'll need to take in. Sorry, sorry. Got something in my throat, 1 second. Oh, right. Oh, my throat's dying, mate. And you got to think as well, Dampy's done a very good job here. He's solo, by the way, and he's just been absolutely smashing it. He's not had a single person help him, and from the word go, he's just been grenading bugs. I mean, like, look at that. So, I know they have 3 or 4 of them up here doing this, but you've got to give him credit. Like, he has just been stuck to task all the way through this game. More laser production from Carl. Throwing lasers out left, right, and center. And then, yeah, if we're going to start looking at like rocket builds and where are we going to stick our production, where are we going to start making rocket fuel, we need to start creating RCUs, we need to start buffering stuff, which we have done already to begin with. A decent amount of blue chips. Red chips seems to be a problem now. Plastic's an issue. It was an issue. Okay, interesting. They pulled up a lot of their blue signs. To be fair. You don't need much more than that, do you? Oh no, Damp goes down. Wait, was that on purpose, do you think? No way that was on purpose. Well, it had to be. There's nobody there. It's not even a bloody... yeah. Oh, it's a fish. Fair enough. Fair enough. Cool. Hopefully we can just not... A lot of people are joining at the moment, probably not sure what to do, so I'm going to throw my come join us kind of message out there every now and again to see if we can sweep up some of the noobs and explain what's going on. But yeah, now I guess it's all about Runebogler's Outpost. It is also about the south, of course. Is that the command? Is it dash force? What, calc? Send. Force. I'm not going to crash the game, am I? Color with an O. Oh, guys, we need to have a talk about that. Invalid parameters. Color. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. If you're in game as well, you can try that calculation out too. I'm just gonna still 38k for one rocket. They said whoops. Alright, the wall continues to be built. This is big. They need this down, they need this thick, and they need it everywhere. I'm really glad that there's a couple of people now working on sticking some lasers down. Yeah, it's just more of the same really. Purple is flying out of this build here. Absolutely relentless. North basically 2 rockets ahead. I don't know. Not entirely sure. Although the south are prepping to defend, and you don't create this stuff unless you intend to use it. So maybe they know that they're going to experience some kind of like big white send. Yeah, we need to have a word about that because there's certainly a U in color. Now, I know the Americans took our language and butchered it, but I've got to remind you guys, it's English. It's ish, yeah. Sorry, 1 second. I hate adverts so much. There we go, right, so get the music back on. North's purple-yellow situation, I believe. It's being created somewhere. I've seen some production. Let me go and find it for you, mate. Here we go. They're boxing their purple. That's interesting. American English got simplified. It's because it's independence, right? It's like, you know, we do what I want. We don't want to talk your colonial language. So we'll butcher it and change it into what we want to do. But yeah, guys, remember that thing that I said the south should do to the north? The north are about to do that to the south. I'm saying, guys, a couple of hundred yellow will really change the dial. A couple of hundred purple will really change the dial. We're at 40%. 40% effectivity. That's a good thing. You know, we're not at 25% like ITYTD or 35% like POC. We're at 40. This will work if they choose to. If they choose to throw this now, or even wait until this gets to 5, 6, 700. This is going to rock the south. Now, luckily, they are partially defended. Let me just pull up my drawing tool real quick. They're partially defended, right? But yeah, there is a side of their base which I'm worried about, and it's like here, 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 here. All of this area I'm worried about because the bugs will find a way. They always do, to just make their way just around and into areas where they should. And eventually, before you know it, whilst you're getting attacked on your wall, which is great, and you're defending from your wall, you're getting attacks flooding in from the west. It looks like an undefended flank. So just be cognizant, be aware that that might be something that we see down the line. It was to save money on newspaper printing. Bloody cheapskates. We should make our words more elaborate. Yeah, that makes sense, you know. It was back in the day of printing presses where you had to manually put in like physical blocks to create the create a word and stuff. Flame is on the west, vet's on the right. Flame is everywhere, mate. Flame's everywhere. I also saw a distinct lack of bots in main as well. They haven't really gone anywhere near bots, which is interesting, but they have speedrunners which are ridiculous. Pavev going for a nuke. Yeah, maybe they've shot themselves in the foot a little bit there in main from not going to bots at all. Am I wrong? I'm happy to concede, but I don't see any row reports here. Do you guys? I don't see a single rover. How about in that might be a mistake. Why would you not need bots? Hey Blitzy, how's it going, dude? It's a confusing one. It's a puzzle, really. The south are building defenses, and they have lots of lasers, and they're putting those lasers down. Yeah, that's true. What I'm thinking about there is defense. Down the line, if you start getting hit in areas like this and areas like this, you need physical bodies to go and replace the walls. Like, surely just a few bots near the wall would be easy to kind of just replenish yourself. They don't necessarily need to be used to fill out big blueprints, but I don't know. Like, maybe bots is the last thing they want to do? Oh god, it's 1 hour. We're an hour and a half into the game. Normal games, we wouldn't even be at blue science by now. Let's be completely honest with each other. We'd be at like military science, messing around, 20 different outposts, building water barrels and pistols. We're an hour and a half into the game, and we're about to see a rocket silo get researched. It takes a while, obviously. That's frightening. The south will get there fast, mate. They'll get there so fast. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. They don't have to worry too much. Although they're the north are chesting yellow and purple, mate. So if they send that, Dampy's done. You know, you have to kind of revert him into defensive build and then just sit behind your wall and try. We could be on for a new record. No, actually, I don't think we are. Because it's an hour and 30 in, right? There's no way you build everything you need for a rocket in that short space of time. Because you need the rocket fuel, which is happening here. Need RCUs, which isn't happening at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, have LDS being built, which is great. And you can siphon this away. Here we go, yeah, the siphoning part's a bit away. And then you need RCUs. Unless these blue chips are going to an RCU build I haven't seen yet. Oh, there it is. we may be able to... minus 1k. Oh, we've got some pings. Sick Lord is bringing the pain. He's unloading his red chips. Good lad. Support play. So yeah, rocket parts are moving towards the rocket. Now, the next question I have for you is this, and we may see a rocket actually. It depends on whether they can get their prod 3s up in time. Do you beacon this? There we go. Oh wait, that's to the north? Oh, that's huge. That's massive. Hold on. Mutual log. Kawaii Pertales, who I believe is Ragnarok. But we just don't, we'll never know. It's a mystery. 29.6% points of jump. 600, that's just purple. If that was yellow, we'd be way, way into the 70s here, easily. Almost a 30-point jump. And they take a chunk of 72,000 or 7,200 out of the bugs, but what that means now is a third evolution happens. They already have their prod 3s? Bro, mate, we might see a record rocket here. Are we on for a rocket record? A really fast record rocket? Am I going to have to find as many R alliterations as I possibly can? A really fast record rocket? A world record rocket, if it's beyond, what is it, 150? I think the rocket record is 149, 150. And we're well within the parameters to make that happen here. If we can load the silo up fast enough. And again, you need the satellite. You need that research to finish, right? And it's getting there? Kind of? Is there anything missing? Rolled record rocket. Oh dear. This is it. This is on. We're on for a world record here. MMP, under an hour. Yeah, that's for sure. They have buffered stuff here. They have stuff for they have stuff for the satellite as well. But it's now just about whether or not they can get the silo research. Because once the silo research is done, and obviously they need to make sure they have enough RCUs, enough LDS. LDS they'll be fine on, RCUs they might not be. And this would be a case for red belting. And I don't say that to meme, I say that for sure. I'd red belt this, I'd try and beacon this if you can. But just loop as much stuff in as you can and try and produce. That's ridiculous. 1 hour and 50 is a rapid rocket record, really. Seriously. If you guys can create longer sentences with ours, I'll try and give it a go. Meanwhile, North Silo is unemployed. You know, it's not getting all the fancy upgrades like this. And here we go, we're starting to feed it now. Again, it'll take some time. But at 1 hour and 33, I mean, it doesn't even have to be quick. We're going to break the record, aren't we, here? Am I wrong in assuming that... I need to order my curry burst. This is a record. Let me stick on some different music real quick. Sorry, I'm kind of okay with this, but... And Jimmy 50 sends some yellow, so here we go. Look at that. We're at 54% now. Obviously still in the negative, but 54% to the 53.8%. There's 0.2% difference, lads. 0.2% difference. That's wild. At the 1 hour and 30-ish minute mark? I don't know, boys. I don't know. But what I do know is that drum and bass absolutely slaps. And that's what we're going with right now. What's that? In a minute. There we go. Sorry, I just had to ban someone spamming links. You didn't see them, but somebody was in the background spamming links. Alright, Zaspar, I'll give it a go. Rapidly, a revolutionary rocket raced resolutely, reaching record-breaking rates, roaring relentlessly, rendering remarkable results, requiring radical research, rigorous recalculations, remarkable resilience, and remarkable readiness, reaffirming recent research regarding rocket reliability. Bloody hell, mate, you should put some full stops in here. Reducing risks, raising remarkable revenue, revealing revolutionary rocket engineering, resounding real-time recordings, recording records robustly, revamping rocket propulsion, redirecting resources. I can say stuff. I'm like a freestyle rapper about Factorio. I'm like, am I Factorio's Eminem? Absolutely not. Good job though, dude. That was an absolute mouthful. I nearly passed out. And we need some LDS. We need to make sure that the RCUs come in fast, which means I would split these off as soon as possible and get them on their own line. Having a contaminated LCD? Can't even speak right now. ChatGPT. Oh yeah, let's take a look at what the what that send did. That's the research. Let's go to mutagen log. Go up on the wheel. A 41 point jump. 41 point jump. That was less than 500 yellow, sorry. 41 points. If you have any yellow buffered on the down here, I'd be skimming it for sure. Yeah, I'd skim a little bit of this just because you can. How's research going, by the way? Sorry, I needed to check in on that. So silo's almost done. We're at 1 hour and 36 minutes, which means all we really need to do now is build our satellite. Once, obviously, we've got our RCUs. Yeah, I would sweep this line, guys. Just sweep the whole line and just dump the RCUs into here. We're on the verge of an absolute world record here. We're on for world record. So figure this out, because there's some on the other side that need to get moved fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just help yourself. Help yourself. But well done though. Holy crap. And there's a load coming through now. There we go. Love to see it. The sushi belts of endgame parts. Oh yeah, we have ChatGPT in chat, don't we? Mate, that's awesome. Yeah, the only thing that's slowing us down from getting a faster record, we've got some cross-pollination within one of the lines, right? If we can square that away, we are 100% on for a record here. I no doubt in my mind we're not going to beat the 150 rocket. Or 149, I think, is the rocket. For us, sorry, I know you can go a lot faster. We need to renew a cert. Alright, halfway there. 51 out of 100. 53. We're motoring now. We're motoring. We've managed to kind of square a little bit of this away with a ton of RCUs to come through. And RCUs is our limiting factor. Rocket fuel's fine. LDS is fine. If we can just bank a few of these RCUs. There we go. Now it's good. 58. We're on. I didn't realise today when I sat down and opened the stream up we'd be recording a record. A European record, I'd like to add. Not a rest of the world record, which would have been fine too. But today, Europe takes it. Well done, Europe. And there we go, satellite is being built. Well, 15v1. How's the threat farming going? Yeah, so Dampy's now under a lot of pressure. In fact, no, he's transitioned to defense. Smart thing to do for now. You know, they're looking to get that 1,000 white signs, throw it straight away. And I believe that will throw the North into disarray. Always the best. There's been a couple of Brits, you know. This was a mixed effort. Who's the captain of the European team? That's who I want to know. Who's leading the charge on the European side? Got to be somebody. And as I say that, we are at 92, 93. We're almost at a rocket. Is there a way I can see the exact... Oh, we do, don't we? We have the exact timer. We'll know it to the very second, won't we? Wait, do we have rockets built on this? Well, I guess it'll be white side, but like, we have it. Will it show us the exact time a rocket was built? I guess we can go off in-game time. That has to be a record. $139? Because it could be like 139.5 or 139. That has to be a record. I've never seen a rocket go up that fast before. Yeah, boys! Let's go! World record. 91% as well. A record rocket rallies the North's Evo. 91.9%. And if I take a look at the mutagen log right now, we'll see a 38-point jump from 53% to 92%. They've taken a decent chunk out of the threat farm, however, that's not the point. The point is now, a lot of these tiny little blue bugs, tiny little brown bugs, have these big green behemoths walking next to them. And at the moment, it's easy to kill these small bugs. These big green ones, they take a while to kill. They're going to take more of your resources and they come at you quicker, meaning, as we can see here, people die. And that's the point. That is the point of sending. They can no longer survive in this world, in this environment. The air is too thick and polluted with bugs. They're too big, and they'll continue to spawn big bugs too. So this threat farm, although it's 100k, the South will continue to build rockets. At a slow pace, to be fair. We're not flying out every 2 minutes. But what I can do is, I can put a timer on the video that I have, and I'll try and get the exact time of when that... So, is it when the rocket comes out? Let me just ask it. So, is the record for when... Just... Because if it's just rocket in silo, we can get the exact time. Whereas, like, rocket flying up into space, I guess the best timer we have on that is when the white science arrived, effectively. So, yeah. History. History's been made. That's awesome. There's a uranium belt. But the South are preparing themselves because soon they will end up with positive threat. The lasers are being upgraded. Congratulations for now, but you know, don't take your eye off the objective. You're here to win. And win, I hope you can. As Red Wraith, cars and lasers, lasers and cars. A good mixture. The North are working their way towards... Yeah, herein lies the problem. At 91%, behemoths, with the upgrades they have, are killable. But look how much resources are being dumped into killing these bugs. It takes a while to do it. And beyond that, there's going to be more and more behemoths spawning when you start killing off some of the weaker bugs. So down the line, you'll see more and more behemoths and waves of behemoths appear. So yeah, it won't stay at minus 100k. It might not get into positive soon, but rocket by rocket, they'll get there down the line. And here we go. A silo is on the ground for Runeboggler. And it's about halfway researched. It depends, Zaspar. On this game mode, I think one more rocket send from South will... Their threat farmers won't be able to be anywhere near the bugs. So if all of a sudden, you know, rocket number 2 appears, another 1,000 gets sent across, and this number goes to 120 or 115%, it'll probably be more actually. It'll probably be like 120, 125%. You just can't live with that. Like the bugs are they're much quicker than you in your model. They'll just run you down. And we'll start to see some of the North threat farmers die. Chrono going down isn't because Chrono's a bad player. He just miscalculated that you've been up against easy bugs for most of the game. You're now up against stuff that will challenge and get you, basically. They'll catch you and they'll fuck you up. So yeah, you're going to start running out of defenders, you're going to start taking chip damage. Bumping into a single acid puddle is basically a rip. So yeah, they've still got some mediums and bigs to kill off, but once they kill these off, they're not respawning. It will only be behemoths. What they don't realise at the moment is, the best thing to do is actually leave the mediums and the bigs in place. Don't kill them. There's no point, because all that's going to happen is that they will be replaced with behemoths, and then these waves will be full behemoth waves, meaning you're getting charged down by full behemoth waves. So yeah, a slight misstep here, but that's an endgame threat farming thing. Meanwhile, I like the fact that the South have got their wall up and running. They've realised they're running out of time for negative threat, so they're just going, you know what boys, let's just get this wall up, let's get the lasers down, let's protect ourselves. Doesn't matter how thin it is, just get it up and running. Like I said, as long as it manages to make its way around the base, and they are doing that. Brilliant. This is that unseen work that nobody likes to do. Nobody wants to be involved in this, it sucks. It will help you win if you can get it down in time. But yeah, we can see finally now a shell has appeared on the outside of the base, of walls, lasers and flamers, and that will keep them alive for long enough. I just don't know if Runeboggler will be able to, as rocket number 2 comes in, and it still smashes the old record. The second rocket is still faster than the old record. That is wild. That's nuts. That is nuts. They've got to just send that now, right? Just send it. Or are they going to send 2 in a row? I guess they don't have any... If they're scouting correctly, they don't have to worry too much. For now, anyway, because Runeboggler doesn't have his silo down. Oh, there we go, they sent it, right. So that jumped the Evo up by 13 points and 30k into their threat farm. So again, bugs become stronger, they become harder to kill, they just become more of a menace, and you can't interact with them in the same way that you can before. You can't kill as many of them as possible, so... Yeah, the wall building does suck, dude. I worry about the power on the south, though. If they were to be attacked, would they be able to, like, afford all of their lasers? You know, is there a nuke here somewhere? Or have they managed to begin? Oh, they have. They're managing to begin to build the nuke. Okay, that's great. Pavev, Covenant Clutch. 3 to make positive threat. Got you. We're getting there, boys. They're ticking in. They're certainly slowly getting there. What a great stream. I didn't expect this to be the case today. I thought it might be a hit and miss event, but it's been really hit. I'm going to, just really quickly, because I know it's all going to kick off near the end, I'd like to just quickly take a quick break and go for or use the bathroom and fill up my water bottles. So I'm just going to say real quick, I'll leave us on the silos so we can see how fast these rockets are being built, and then I'll be back in like a minute or two. Maybe go for a stretch yourself, go and grab some water or something to drink or something to eat, like a snack. And yeah, we're in for a really good end of the game. It's been so fast. We're not even 2 hours in, and rockets are flying around left, right, and center. So I'll type in BRB. Oh yeah, I'm not logged in on this. Bro, that sucks. I threat farmed at 140%. That was many, many moons ago. So yeah, 140% for me. Anyway, back in a minute. Okay, awesome. Let's take a look. Rocket number 3 is slow to come in, and the North don't have their silo down yet, but they will back up a lot of rocket parts. They'll be able to build a decent amount of satellites, and from what it looks like what they have 1 to 2 rockets worth here. And again, what we can see normally is that rockets come within 2 minutes of each other. So the North do have a really nice timing ahead of them, and the South don't have enough time really in terms of negative threat to mess about. There are parts of their defense which is anemic, over here to the west definitely, and there are areas that need shoring up. You know, this is certainly a weak spot for sure. In fact, this is a really, really bad place to be mining. I mean, could you take away from here? What's it making? Going into laser production. Oh, sucks. This transitioned into anything? The thing as well, like, this base isn't defended, so if the threat farm ends up becoming positive, like, you guys have to worry about losing your base as well to the bugs, so yeah, you're on the clock here, you're on the clock. You could argue, do you hold and do you wait and then do you send, or do you just keep throwing 1,000 every time? Are they buffering properly at all? Are we running out of stuff at all? At number 3 at 151. It's a good game, dude. It's a really good game. This is close. And now the question is, yeah, do you throw this, or do you hold it and then throw like 2 in a row? You know, Bogler will get a rocket up. Probably you can get 2 in 4 to 5 minutes. Do you have enough time to build a 4th? Probably, maybe. It's a risky play though, dude. If you build a 4th rocket now and send 2k, you're really good. And they're feeding. Oh, okay, they're feeding mid. Yeah. I just saw it, dude. I've just seen it. That's wild. There are 3 rocket silos in play here once Bogler gets his down. So it's a 2 to the north, 1 to the south. The south. Oh, what'd you do? You're about to be hit with 2k white side. What a good game. What a good game. And they're going to wait for a double send just before the nuke comes down as well. The north might take this, you know. This is going to be a photo finish, I feel. This is going to be a photo finish. We're at 25-26. If I remember correctly, there wasn't a ton of buffered stuff. 1k just went up for Jimmy 50. 1 hour and 52 rocket. He doesn't know that we've already broken the record. Well, no, he does, because they've been sent white side. Yeah, where do we go from here? What do we do? Going for a nuke is ambitious, but if you have nothing to do, but if you don't have like defensive duties, then you could argue that if it does manage to happen, if they can pull that off, that's decent. It's a big deal. Rune's about to kind of finish off rocket number 1, or closing in on rocket number 1 here, and has enough buffered for a 3rd. So you could argue that if they just wait and hold. So if the South get a 2nd rocket and send 2k, I believe that's a real nightmare situation for the threat farmers on the north. North send 1 from main and 2 from Rune Bogglers, or 2 from main and 1 from Rune Boggler. That's 3k going across to the south. And although they have defenses, you need to defend like an absolute champion. You know, you're winning the game off your defense at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way at all that you're comfortable or safe. Like, they're just going to break you down. Now, they have some laser upgrades. I hope they have some coming in as well. They do. What are they missing research-wise? Oh, it's just been turned on. Yeah, you need those laser upgrades yesterday, and you need lines and lines of lasers now. Look at this. One car going one way, another car going another with walls. You need to shore up every little area. So let me do a bit of drawing real quick whilst we wait for the rockets to kind of come in and play a part in this. Your attack patterns will be like this. And whereas... Oh, wait, let me... Boom. Your attack patterns will be like this. And I feel like areas like this, and there's a double send. Oh, let's take a look. Alright, let's just bring this down real quick. 105%. It's on point. It's 0.02% difference. That's wild. This is so this is super close. So we went from 54% to 105 from 2k white signs, and now the behemoths spawn, and now the South have a problem because parts of their defense is non-existent and they need it to come up and online fast. I was just about to illustrate this point, and I'll try and do it whilst the bosses spawn. Yeah, so areas like this, I'm really worried about this. You know, having a thick area here is fine, but you need to start devoting some manpower or person power over here, because this is your laser production, right? You don't want them coming into this part of the base. Here we go, here's number 1. Wave, behemoths. They've broken through immediately. manpower's jumping as well. This isn't good. Huge hole created. That's off wave number 1. There's so many more waves coming through, and I don't know if they have the manpower to fix this. This is getting absolutely toasted right now. Holy. Water. If they can defend and hold this, the North might be in some serious problems now, because they've gone positive, and they're not going to be able to fight off 130% bugs. And they have no defenses on North. There's nothing going on. They just need to defend, like, for their lives. Absolutely defend for their lives here. As we can see on the side of the base with not much defense. Oh no, this is so... Oh. The North are in for so much pain if the South can just hold this out, and they can't. There's nobody here. The behemoths are literally just going to walk through here and start devastating the base. That's so heartbreaking. They literally... It's going to be a photo finish, but the North have no defense. They have nothing. The bugs will rampage through the base. But the side of the South, the eastern side of South, I'm going to take a wild guess here and say that other areas are still, yeah, undefended. Can we drop the game speed a bit? But yeah, it's survival for the South. For the North, it's praying. Because, yeah, you're not going to survive this. And you can't kite waves into this area. They're going to come all over the shop. They're going to come down the sides. The North is so fucked. If the North can manage to catch the waves, that'll be impressive, but... I'm not in charge of the game. I can't change the speed. Like, I don't want to be told off or influence the game in any way, shape or form. Yeah, the South's defense, man, they might actually be able to hold it. Friendly Fire's doing a great job here, grouping up a couple and just dragging them through, whilst Red Wraith replaces the lasers that are lost. This is tight, man. This is really tight, and it's areas like this I'm worried about. You know, areas that nobody can make it there fast enough. In North, like, people are going down, man. People are gonna get rinsed. You know, we're at 8,000 already threat. They could be coming to any part of the base. So it's defense turtling up versus just windmilling for the fences. Meanwhile, rockets are still being built, I believe. We're at 56 out of 100, 57 out of 100. That double send has really helped. Rune Boggler throws another 1,000. The South are now on 117%. It won't make much of a difference at this point. The bugs are really strong, and although you have defenses, they're eventually going to make it through. So, all you need now, if I was on the South, I would grab all of our science down here in our labs, and I would throw it, right? Because you're then going to pump the passive number up. You're going to pump the threat up. You know, grab your purple and throw it now, is what I would be doing. Grab all of your military and throw it now, because you want this number to be 80,000, 800,000, right? You don't want it to be 8,000. Throw our science. I know you want laser upgrades, and yes, you need them, but if you've got buffered purple, then Jesus, do it. Do it now. Because, yeah, what have you got to lose? Fence is going well so far, though. You know, you can't knock it. You can't knock it. They're defending very well so far. The behemoth packs are vast. They're angry. Cog's reverse. Is that reversing? Cog's almost dead here. No way. No way. Breaks up the wave. Again, it's on the shoulder portion of the base, which is dangerous. And there are multiple attacks from multiple areas. Power, I think, is a big issue here, I think. And there we go. We can see it's dipping heavily when there's multiple attacks. Another 1,000 comes across from Jimmy 50. And we're back to the same evolutionary state. 129.7 for both teams. North are getting attacked at all. Both teams are sending rockets. They are indeed. The South are well positioned to defend, I guess. You know, they've been broken into a few times, but they are kind of surviving. Their power issue is a problem, though. Or power is an issue. As a nuke slowly fires up in the background here. Yeah, the nuke will come online down the line, but We've got some pings coming out from the north, and they probably see stuff that we don't, but I think that there could be some meandering waves or individual bugs that are just like moving through. We do have, here we go, an individual behemoth. This is going to be so tight. This is going to be unreally tight. Oh my god, right. And all it takes again is for a single pack to bump into this, and we're in for a bad time. Areas like this, dangerous, mate, dangerous. You need to kind of almost bring them in. There we go. Carl with a good idea. Sending what little they had in order to pump the threat up. Lasers are decently upgraded. And they'll have lots of replacement lasers as well. So that's not such a bad thing. Pull this back up a second. Drop that down. Here we go, behemoths. Now they've made it to the main base. We've got some lasers, but a few fell. And that hit basically close to where their RCU production is, so half a nuke now is on. We're not fired up fully yet though, so we're not receiving the power from that, but it's still good to see. As rocket number 5 comes out of the silo for the south, there's not a huge amount you can really do now than just send, right? You're on a bit of a timeline here. You need the north to experience some high level bugs coming into their base, and at the moment they're not. People are meeting the bugs at a line. Yeah. But my main concern here is that bugs, here we go, like this. Bugs will eventually find a way around, right? They don't just stay and come into one spot, so like they will eventually come around edges. And what's down here? Power. All it would take is for a behemoth wave to slam into power and your game is done, like it's GG. And I did see the edges of a bug in this area, so I think there's like a small pack tucked away in this little area here. We'll watch out for them though. We will look for any meandering waves as well as anything that comes into the outpost, because yeah, 142% for the north, 68,000 bugs. Now that's what I call an attack. That's going to shake them a little bit as the edge of this base is nibbled on. Another boss comes through with a wave behind it. When that nuke turns on, they're going to be in a good spot, but we're still waiting for a nuke as Runebogler sends another 1,000 to the south, pushing their evolution to 141%. And it's just all hands to all stations at the moment. The south are very lucky that nothing is slammed into the western part of their wall. Very lucky indeed, in fact, and they're doing a really good job of kiting the bugs at the wall. I think they always knew this was going to be the case. They've kind of planned for it ahead of time. But somebody needs to be bringing lasers right up top, so that they're not having to run miles away to go and grab them. So yeah, now it's just a case of let's see who can handle the pressure the longest. Enkling goes down. Bugs are by oil. Again, they've managed to circumvent. They've managed to go round. Bugs are now right on top of main base. That's main base right here. Silo is right there. And these are behemoth like bosses. Like, I don't think anybody has anything that can deal with this unless they have a stack of lasers in their hand right now. And all it's going to take is a small amount of bugs like this to do a huge amount of damage. They'll one-tap buildings and structures. They'll chase people down. Mr. Camber having a few lasers is a good thing, but she would need to place down, or I think they would have to place down 20 to 30 lasers in order to kind of subvert this. And again, they're just ignoring her, chewing through a load of production. It's not the end of the world, but this would be. If bug pack like that makes it, or a bug pack like that makes it to your base, it's GG, and you'd normally have defenses, but right now you don't. And the RCU build is getting plowed through by a group of bosses. Do you have enough defenses? Is this enough lasers to repel this kind of level of bugs? With more on their way? I don't know. South have held really well, although they're, oh no, the weakest part of South's base has been broken into. Oh, you hope that they just kind of slowly filter through, but you need somebody to run here right now for the South. Meanwhile, up north, pack of bosses just tearing through rocket production, tearing through. Like, this boss is taking no damage, just ripping through laser towers. This has got to be GG for the north, surely. This has to be it. You're losing rocket production as well. If these bosses began to aggro onto all of these laser towers, look how many it's taking just to take this guy down. Just to take a single boss down. And again, they're so strong at this point and they can revive. they're so strong that they can just one-tap you if they get close enough to you. So this is devastating. And again, there's more coming in, and more incoming here, more slamming into your base. So again, you only defend for so long before you need defenses, and that I think is what we're seeing right here, right now. Isn't great. They can rebuild it, obviously, and they can repel it, but yeah, frightening. Anything on the south, so I want to focus on the north right now. If anything happens on the south, let me know. If they get broken into, or if anything mega happens, please ping it out for me if you can on the map. I'm going to try and follow in some of these large waves walking through. And they're still trying to tackle a boss here in the middle of their rocket production. This has really slowed down their rockets as well, by the way. So instead of them being able to build and keep sending, like, this has just not brought it to a halt, but it's certainly slowed it down. Certainly slowed it, even though fuel is probably one of the biggest factors there. Look how close Evo is as well. 142.9 to 141.8. 1% point difference in it at the 2-hour mark. 2 hours and 5 minutes in a game this close means that the opposition is very, very close to each other. In terms of skill, but also kind of execution. Another pack of bosses, and this is quite dangerous. Your power is very close to where these guys are roaming, and you're only going to keep going south more and more and more towards the objective, so yeah, you might be able to kite parts of this, but it doesn't mean that they won't stop coming. It's all-man effort, or all-person effort on both sides. Defensive masterclass, to be fair, for both teams, but alright, another rocket almost finished. And here we go, waves are just slamming, and this is it. We're done with threat farming now. We're just absorbing waves, and it's about how they can absorb the waves without the base absorbing them. And I just don't think this is feasible. This is what happens when they kind of beat you out of position. It's obviously at the end of the game, but you can do this at the middle of the game and at the beginning of the game with certain kind of spam sends at certain times. But like, they're still cleaning up this wave, and there's a fresh one coming in. There's going to come a point where you run out of stuff to deal with them. Like, you're not going to have 30 lasers to just stick down straight away for this. And is that a double wave? And we'll just watch this. There might be another wave getting close, but we'll just watch this for now. They just rip things through. They're gonna stop. They're gonna like begin to aggress, and this will cease to exist. Whatever this fuels, by the way, and this might fuel power. Oh, interesting. They don't go for it. Jason Gross goes down. Oh dear, that's Runeboggler's outpost. It's getting monstered. Runeboggler sends the final 1,000 his base will be sending this game, leaving the south to deal with 153%. Maybe the north gets one more rocket out from the main base silo. This is done. You don't come back from that. That's devastated. Because eventually, if Runeboggler himself gets run down, he won't be able to come back and fix it. Warrior sends another 1,000. Marek goes down to another wave. There's another large behemoth wave in the center of the base and north. And it's untenable. You can't hold on to this. It's now all down to this silo here. Rocket fuel's coming in slowly. For the south, they've stabilized, right? And again, all it takes is a misstep, right? If you misstep and you get tagged by a bit of acid, or if you go down, you can't come back and pick up the armor that you have, and you don't have enough resources to recraft all of that armor as well. But this isn't a position you want to be in at all. Like, all of these stone furnaces could have been stone walls. I understand the playstyle, but the fact that the south managed to get to a rocket at like a ridiculous speed, 139, 140, frightening. Yeah, production's just getting rinsed. And more will tick in, so it's now 116,000, 115,000 on north that will just flood through. No defense. The only defense are the buildings that you've put down already. The south are defending well. Very well. Pay up, Hydra. Another bet one. It's not over till it's over, but I will end the prediction promptly once this is over. But what a game, what a game. This has been close all the way through. I don't want to, but I quickly, just as these waves kind of slowly tick in, I'm going to pop this stats tab up and see. Both teams have made 6,000 white signs. It's just the North were there 12 minutes too late. That is literally the difference, 12 minutes. Which is huge in a 2-hour game. Gimme 50 Cents, probably the last 1,000 white side that they probably were going to create. I can't imagine they survive much longer than this. I mean, they'll defend, obviously, but whether they survive it is a completely different issue, because, yeah, you're going to have problems everywhere, like this. I mean, look how close they are. And there's nothing defending this. This might be it. This very well could be it. Has anybody spotted this? Inkling has. But this again, this is Cole going to power. It's Timinator goes down as well. They're right in the middle of everything. They are just flooding into every area they can. And these bosses are kind of a big deal. Power's not looking too bad. They're going after belts, like, just go after the lasers hitting you, dude. Marek's gone down. They're all starting to slowly drop. Another wave just looms to the left-hand side of Zero Sun. Through all of this smelting lines and close to power, which is now at some points not receiving any coal. Right close to the silo, which you need to be defending. A south in any way, shape or form. Dead in the water, not really. They've survived. This corner area here is taking some pain. Dr. Claw sends another 1,000, that's a good look. They managed to get another rocket up. But that's got to be it, surely. Yeah, they don't have enough stuff, and they can't create as much stuff either. 178% on the south, 155% on the north. Inkling goes down to an enormous wave flooding through. The boss is still up, 2 bosses still up, and they're just chewing through pipes. The lasers aren't really doing much at this point. And I'm guessing because they're not sticking more lasers down, they just don't have as many. This has been a very good game. I'm definitely going to have to watch this back. I might even make like a little summary video of what went down. But yeah. I think the EU, this time, this game, I would want to see another game like that. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see like not next week, but like another EU versus rest of the world game, and see if they yeah, definitely. I would love to see this run back, because this is close. Look at these guys stuck in the trees. This is close in terms of, you know, position and where they're at, but there's not much to do here. No. They've run out of lasers, it looks like, otherwise they'd be surrounding their silo with lasers. Yeah, the moment these guys pull up to spit, you're kind of dead. Or you've got to back off at the very least, and Sick Lord goes down. Oh no, Sick Lord ping, sorry. And yeah, North is done, guys. I can't see it, I can't envisage. You try your hardest, a gallant effort. They are fighting to the end, absolutely, but yeah, what a great game. And these 2 bosses have just run rampant. Now you can kite them as much as you like, but eventually a few will leak through. And yeah, here we go. This could be the this could be it. And can I just say real quick, a shout out to Dampy, who was the solo threat farmer on South for the entirety of the game. He was solo threat farming to like the first hour and a half before he got crowbarred out of there. Just grenading stuff. That is mind-numbingly boring gameplay, but it's necessary. So I'm not saying he's the MVP, but well done. GG's all round. But this time round, Europe beats the rest of the world. That was a good game. That was a very good game. Let me really quickly resolve our prediction. Manage prediction. Something went wrong? Come on. Team manager. Manage prediction, choose outcome. Hey guys. Hopefully you'll be enjoying your one pot noodles. Yeah, good game. Very good game. Thanks for joining me for this one, guys. Is there anybody out there that we should raid? Is there anybody that we should go and say hello to? Is anybody streaming that we know right now? 16 rocket only. If you guys have any friends of yours that are currently streaming and they could do with some viewers, give me a shout and we'll raid them. I'm trying to see if there's anybody Factorio. Oh, the dough. Should we raid the dough? Yeah, let's raid the dough, because the dough always raids me and I never get a chance to raid the dough back. Roomboggler probably will be Roomboggler will probably be doing a debrief with his team, I think. Either way though, guys, thank you for joining me for an amazing game. That was really good. I will upload this to YouTube, so watch out for that. And yeah, I'm back to streaming normally. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have a really good end to your weekend. And yeah, GG, well played, everybody. I'll catch you in a bit. Bye.